Hello, good afternoon and welcome to SABC Sport, where we got some great sporting action lined up for you this afternoon. And if you're a sporting fanatic, well, you're in the right place because you can watch so much sport right here on SABC Sport. We've got a great offering for you this weekend. Whether you are a Bundesliga fan, DStv Premiership, Hollywood Bet Super League, even our rugby fans will be really intrigued because we've got Heritage Rugby with the Knuckle Bulls taking on Tuks this afternoon or this evening. And for our motorsport heads, listen, we've got Formula E for you. It is the Berlin E-Prix taking place this weekend as well. So getting all the sporting action for free right here on the national broadcaster. It's a very good afternoon. I'm Owen Honey, and this is Sports Arena. But just to remind you what's coming up on Sports Arena this afternoon, let's take a look at this because we do have our sports wrap coming up next, and then we've got our Bundesliga preview. Yes, you're in for a special Bundesliga treat this afternoon as we have a special broadcast coming to you all the way from Gauteng and the German embassies, where we'll find ourselves at the and with a special broadcast taking place there. It's Wolfsburg taking on Bayern Munich. We've got Sizwe Mbebe, Gloria Brown, Delron Buckley and Tabisa Masia who are down there, and they will bring you up to date with all the latest ahead of the second last round of Bundesliga action. Well, if you really just joined us, this is Sports Arena, and we've got so much coming your way. After the break, though, we'll get you updated with the latest sporting news from around the world.
There's a new kind of chill to enjoy this summer. The kind that keeps it cool. The kind that doesn't overcomplicate things. A chill that's made simple. As sweet as chocolate, as smooth as milk. With 100% Arabica beans and finished with a dash of hazelnut. The new Choc Hazelnut Iced Coffee. McCafe. Great coffee. Simple.
Whenever you need me, I'll be there. Whenever you call me, I'll be around.
Now here's a deal to sweeten your day. Get our delicious homestyle donut and short filter coffee for only 20 Rand. McCafe, great coffee, simple.
Guys, lipstick is for mommy, not the wall.
Children, they are cute no matter what they do. But there's nothing cute about fever. Calpol starts to work on fever in just 15 minutes. Trust Calpol to work on fevers fast to bring back their cute smiles.
Well, welcome to Sports Wrap. We start with footballing news, and Wydad Casablanca remain on course for their third CAF Champions League title after the Moroccan side stormed through to the final despite a 1-1 draw at home against Angola's Petro de Luanda in the return leg of their semi-final fixture on Friday night. Well, the Moroccans, who the losing finalists back in 2019, progressed with a 4-2 aggregate scoreline and will take on either reigning champions Al Ahly or ES Sétif in the title decider.
Pedro Pinto at the back. Can't lose possession when they're moving forward. You just feel that Wydad have that energy as they launch the counter and bring numbers up. So what do you do? Well, another chance for a shot. Is it going to go in this time? It's a great goal! Look at that! Oh, a low rifled shot into the corner. That is the way to do it. How about that for a fine effort indeed? Gleason is the man. Ball passed out by Meg over to the far side, cuts in, decides to go in, commits himself beautifully, and through the traffic it goes. Faster than the speed of light. Here's the resulting free corner there. Oh, it's in the back of the net. The goal's been scored. The equaliser. It's complicated. It's very complicated. And how about that? Farhan with the header. Let's have a look at this again. Well, it was beautiful. It was a fine header. Steered it in. And Kanji Mindinho just didn't follow his man. And Sumu, 4 minutes are up. And there's the final whistle. They have done it. Wydad Casablanca have qualified for their 5th Champions League final. The final score here in Casablanca. Wydad 1, Atletico Petroleras de Luanda 1, 4-2. The aggregate final score for the Moroccans.
Well, Algeria's ES Atif will host Al Ahly of Egypt tonight in Algiers in the second leg of their CAF Champions League semi-final. The hosts face an uphill task, though, needing to overturn a 4-goal deficit from last week's first leg in Cairo. The visitors, who are the two-time defending champions, will go into the game as the heavy favourites to reach the final. But on Friday, their coach, Pitso Mosimane, said they would approach the match as if the aggregate scoreline was 0-0.
We're playing a normal game. For us, the score is 0-0. And we come here to play on a game that is 0-0. So I think you understand what will be the strategy when you have 0-0. It's important for us to score a goal here or two, but we know it's not going to be easy. We might not even score.
Now moving over to England, Jurgen Klopp is expecting another tough one when his side Liverpool take on Chelsea in the FA Cup final later today. The two clubs also met in the final of the League Cup in February, with Liverpool winning at Wembley after a penalty shootout. It will be Liverpool's first cup final appearance in 10 years, and they last won the famous Old Trophy back in 2006. Well, Chelsea have the unwanted record of 3 defeats in their last 5 FA Cup final appearances at Wembley.
We know how good Chelsea is, and so yeah, we expect another tough one. So that's it. But it's FA Cup final. Both teams will go with all they have, and that's what I expect from Chelsea, and especially what I expect from us. And what I really love about the Carabao Cup, that we all realized how big an occasion Wembley is in this moment, and with all the people in, and it felt outstanding, and want to have that again, of course.
If I knew, I would change it. I don't know. I can only say that, yeah, we were last year with me, so also in the final against Leicester, and we will try it again. I don't know why it's that. Like, first of all, it's a big achievement to be in these finals, and there has to be, unfortunately, a loser. And in these finals, it's a special energy, it's a special atmosphere, it's a special momentum that you have to catch, and for sure you need a piece of luck to go away with a trophy. We are aware of that, but we feel again well prepared, and the atmosphere is right.
Still in England, Manchester City unveiled a statue of former striker Sergio Aguero outside the Etihad Stadium on Friday to mark the 10th anniversary of his winning goal that gave them their first league title in 44 years. Well, Aguero netted a dramatic 94th minute winner against Queen's Park Rangers on the final day of the 2011-12 season to beat crosstown rivals Manchester United to the title. Often dubbed as the 93-20 goal in reference to the time it was scored, Aguero's strike set City on their way to a domestic dominance in the years that followed. Aguero scored a club record 260 goals before moving to Barcelona and retiring last year at the age of 33 due to a heart condition. The former Argentina international won 5 league titles, an FA Cup and 6 League Cups over a 10-year period at City. The statue, created by sculptor Andy Scott, joins those of Aguero's former teammates Vincent Kompany and David Silva that were unveiled at the Etihad last year.
Well, for me it's fantastic, so I'm very happy for this status. So now I'm enjoying, you know. So for me that it's special.
Now to tennis news. In top seed, Novak Djokovic beats Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime 7-5, 7-6 to reach the semi-finals of the Italian Open on Friday and move within 1 win of 1,000 career victories. By reaching the semis in Rome, the Serb also retained his #1 world ranking and avoided surrendering that to the top spot to Russian Daniil Medvedev for the 2nd time this year. Well, Djokovic and Sergio Aguero were neck and neck until the Serb broke the lead in 5-3. But the 8th seed fought back. It proved to be the only blip as Djokovic wrapped up the opening set in style. The 21-year-old Aguero was applauded by Djokovic for his display of endurance in rallies, but again fell 5-3 behind, only to drag himself back into contest again. Having forced the tiebreak, though, Aguero was no match for Djokovic, who found another gear, and the Serbian then prevailed in 2 hours 9 minutes. Meanwhile, Djokovic will next face Norwegian 5th seed, and that's Casper Ruud, after he beat Denis Shapovalov 7-6, 7-5. World number 3, Alexander Zverev, remains on course to claim his first title of the season after overcoming Christian Garin. The German stuck 24 winners and broke the Chilean 4 times to advance in 1 hour and 51 minutes. Awaiting Zverev in the semi-finals is Stefanos Tsitsipas, who saw off home favourite Yannick Sinner. In front of the vocal fans on centre court, the Greek kept his composure as he demonstrated great footwork to dictate with his forehand and move past the 20-year-old 7-6, 6-2 in 2 hours and 24 minutes. Now, 4 players remain in the Rome International, but one name stands out above the rest, and that's Iga Swiatek, who is riding a 26-match winning streak that dates back to mid-February. The top-seeded Poles swept into the Final Four with a 7-6, 6-love win over Bianca Andreescu. Swiatek, the defending champion on the Italian clay, was under pressure in the opening sets, but after clinching that in a tiebreak, she powered to victory. The win extends her current winning streak to 26 matches, which is joint 5th longest streak in this century, matching Victoria Azarenka's mark that began in 2012. Only Venus Williams, Serena Williams, and Justine Henin have won more matches in a row since 2000. Well, Swiatek will meet the number 3 seed Aryna Sabalenka in the semi-finals after the Belarusian snapped a 3-year 4-match streak against Amanda Anisimova, gaining her first win in the series to advance 4-6, 6-3, 6-2. Sabalenka had lost to Anisimova twice on the Grand Slam stage in 2019 at the Australian Open and Roland Garros, as well as twice more this year on clay in Charleston and Madrid, but this time made no mistake. Meanwhile, number 9 seed Ons Jabeur of Tunisia mounted a successful comeback to reach her first Italian Open semi-final, ousting the number 4 seed Maria Zakari of Greece 1-6, 7-5 and 6-1. Last week's Madrid champion Jabeur was down 6-1, 5-2 before she turned the match around to claim her 10th straight match win. Well, Jabeur will face the number 23 seed Daria Kasatkina in the semi-finals later today. Kasatkina reached the Final Four in Rome for the first time and advancing past an injured Jill Teichmann 6-4, 3-2. And that was before Teichmann retired due to a left thigh injury. Now let's head across the pond to America, where Jason Tatum scored 46 points as the Boston Celtics withstood a brilliant performance from the Milwaukee's Giannis Antetokounmpo to win 108-95 on Friday night. It was Celtics' 3rd straight victory for a road team in this thrilling series. Well, Tatum's effort set up a winner-takes-all match on Sunday in Boston. The victor heads into Miami to begin an East Finals matchup with the top-seeded Heat on Tuesday.
Chance to clinch on their home floor. And the shot clocks were on the floor. I don't like it because
he's played 143 playoff games, but he has been hurt as Antetokounmpo gets his own rebound and throws it down. Satak once again doesn't get a whistle. Here comes Antetokounmpo. Drives it, Smart lays it in. Count it and the foul as Smart was in the restricted area. A chance for a three-point play. Tatum spins against Matthews, gets inside, layup is good, and one. Another beautiful move to the bucket. Jake. Three-pointers continue to be attempted here for the Celtics. Antetokounmpo! Oh, with the left hand throws it down.
What a great cut. I was just going to say, it all depends on who's talking.
Portis loses it. Celtics force another turnover. Brown drives on Antetokounmpo. Layup is good. Plus a whistle out on the shot clock. Tatum, step back, three-pointer. It's good! Jason Tatum with a masterpiece tonight. Played in an NBA Finals, trying to get to the conference finals. First is Giannis with the flush and the foul.
And they've got Smart as their primary defender on Giannis.
Three-pointer Giannis. It's good! Giannis Antetokounmpo does it again from down. On the 24. Smart looking. Tatum catches. Tatum shoots. Tatum scores as the shot clock expires. Oh, he's got 14 points. Smart kicks it out in the corner. Tatum, three-pointer, puts it in. Jason Tatum with his 7th three-pointer.
And into traffic, because right now he's just rising up over the top and knocking everything in.
No, he was unbelievable. He was knocking down shots, tough shots. Get to his spot. You got to give him credit. You know, he played unbelievable. He led this team to a win. As I said, made a lot of tough shots. Like I think, like as a team, we're doing a good job. You know, like being in front of him. You know, make him shoot contested threes, contested twos. But he made it. You know, and you got to respect that. He played unbelievable.
I don't think anybody's won 2 games in a row in this series. It's just been, you know, one after the other, and now it's got, you know, it's the finality. You got to go and you know, find a way to get that 4th win the series. So, you know, I think everybody in sport looks for that game. It's you know, that college feel, that NCAA tournament feel, where, you know, if you lose, your season's done. You win, you keep going. So. It's exciting, like I said.
Now let's get on to 2 wheels. And Mir Bastianini set a new Le Mans lap record in Friday's practice session for the French MotoGP before crashing just seconds later on the following lap. Well, the Italian, who has had 2 wins this season and sits 3rd in the standings, rounded the circuit Bugatti in a fastest time of 1 minute 31.148 seconds. Bastianini finished the day more than 0.2 of a second clear of second place, Aleix Espargaro, with Alex Rins completing the top 3. Meanwhile, Marc Marquez finished down in 14th place, but showed great reaction time to keep his bike upright after running wide on turn 8. Now, British boxer and former unified welterweight world champion Mir Khan has decided to announce his retirement from boxing after a career that also included a silver medal at the 2004 Athens Olympics. The 35-year-old Khan wrote on Twitter that it was time to hang up his gloves and that he felt blessed to have had an amazing career that has spanned over 27 years. One of the best British boxers of his era, Khan retires with a record of 34-6. He won the silver medal in Greece at the age of 17. Khan was the unified light welterweight champion from 2009 to 2012 and later fought and lost to big names like Canelo Alvarez, Danny Garcia and Terence Crawford in the United States. Khan's last fight was a one-sided loss to longtime rival Kell Brook in February. Brook announced his retirement from boxing just last week.
10 stones, 7 pounds, 5 ounces for Amir.
Claimed a maiden Grand Tour stage victory on Friday, overpowering past fellow members in the day's main breakaway in the final sprint to win stage 7 of the Giro d'Italia. The Dutchman was dropped from a 4-man lead group on the last of the 196-kilometer stages 4 categorized climbs following an attack from his Jumbo-Visma teammate Tom Dumoulin. Bowman battled back to the leaders before the summit and had the strongest legs in the final meters, outpacing compatriot Bauke Mollema and Italy's David Formolo to seal the second win of his professional career, having claimed maximum points on 3 of the climbs. Bowman took possession of the mountain's points blue jersey for that leaders competition, while Juan Pedro Lopez maintained the overall leaders pink jersey. The Spaniard still has a 38-second lead over Lennart Kamner at the top of the general classification. Now, still with cycling, Fabio Jakobsen of the Quick-Step Alpha Vinyl team took his second straight stage victory in the Tour of Hungary, winning stage 3 in a frenzied sprint finish on Friday. Well, with rain and the slippery roads complicating things in the closing kilometers of the 154-kilometer flat stage, Quick-Step Alpha Vinyl dominated again the final sprint, and the Dutch sprinter outpaced Rudy Barbier and Sascha Vermees, the two same riders he beat on stage 2. The result sees Jakobsen take the overall race lead from Jens Reinders of the Sport Vlaanderen Balois team, slipping into second place, 6 seconds behind Jakobsen. I was bringing you golfing news, and first round leader Sebastian Munoz was joined by Ryan Palmer and David Skins at the top of the AT&T Byron Nelson leaderboard following Friday's second round at TPC Craig Ranch. After shooting a course record 12 under par 60 on Thursday, Munoz followed that with a 69 to move level, with early starters Palmer and Skins on 15 under. Justin Lauer sits alone in 4th place on 14 under, with South Africa's Charles Schwartzel a further shot off the pace in 5 under. Well, a staggering total of 15 golfers shot 65 or better on Friday. Now, in our final story this afternoon, Phil Mickelson said on Friday that he will not defend his PGA Championship title after having stepped away from the game in February amid fallout from comments he made regarding a Saudi-backed golf league. The 51-year-old Mickelson had kept golf fans guessing about whether he would be at the South Hills Country Club next week, but the speculation ended with the PGA of America confirming he would not be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. For Mickelson's public image took a hit when the author of an unauthorized biography of the 6-time major champion said the golfer told him he was willing to look past Saudi Arabia's human rights record to gain revenge or leverage with the PGA Tour. Well, Saudi Arabia's government has denied accusations of human rights abuse, and Mickelson later apologized for comments which he claimed were off the record, and then said he planned to take time away from the sport. Well, that's all the sporting news we have for you right here on Sport Arena. We're still going to take you through to a fantastic OB, outside broadcast. We're going to be heading up to Pretoria, the capital city. We'll be joining the game between Wolfsburg and the Bundesliga champions, and that's Bayern Munich. But we'll bring you more details about that right after the short break.
Guaranteed rewards are back. You can now upsize any qualifying meal to medium or large on the McDonald's app and get guaranteed rewards. Gaming, home cleaning services, shopping, gift vouchers, travel, and more rewards are up for grabs. Cool, right? Pull the app and start redeeming now.
We all start differently, but we can all start with the strongest protection. Because some start early, others start late. Some from little homes, others from big ones. Some start together, or all on their own.
It doesn't matter how you start, as long as you start strong. With new Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection. Now with fluoride plus arginine for 4 times more strengthening power. So that you can give them the strongest start to their day. Colgate. Start strong, stay strong.
Guaranteed rewards are back. You can now upsize any qualifying meal to medium or large on the McDonald's app and get guaranteed rewards. Gaming, home cleaning services, shopping, gift vouchers, travel, and more rewards are up for grabs. Cool, right? Pull the app and start redeeming now.
Why was Jay when we were watching Simunyamara? We were dancing with the room divider.
Unsere klassische Herzmelodie. Ost jung und lach.
I was just old.
When men made us feel at home and 50-50 was just a show on TV.
That's because they were scared. Now we're learning lessons from the real bads on the estate and Guyani.
Hotspot says Mom just right for the weekend.
Yo, I do this like I do this for TV.
I'm the real though. Paying out TV licenses keeps industries alive. Let's stay informed, educated, and entertained.
Making memories and telling stories for the now generation. Go to tvlic.co.za. TV licenses. Pay yours. Make a difference.
There's a new kind of chill to enjoy this summer. The kind that keeps it cool. The kind that doesn't overcomplicate things. A chill that's made simple. As sweet as chocolate, as smooth as milk. With 100% Arabica beans and finished with a dash of hazelnut. The new Choc Hazelnut Iced Coffee. McCafe. Great coffee. Simple.
Well, welcome back to Sport Arena. Before we head on up country to join Sergio Aguero and the rest of his team for this special Bundesliga broadcast this afternoon, we got some news just in, is that world number one, Iga Swiatek, has extended her winning streak to 27 matches in reaching the final of the Italian Open. She beat the third seed, Aryna Sabalenka, in straight sets, 6-2, 6-1, and a very lopsided contest in Italy, in Rome this afternoon. And she now goes into the final where she'll meet either Ons Jabeur or Daria Kasatkina in the final on Sunday. So that's just some of the latest tennis news. Now we're going to head on over to the German embassy where Sergio Aguero, Gloria Brown, Delrin Butler and Tabitha Masia standing by for a very special broadcast. It is Bundesliga we're talking about. It is the penultimate round of fixtures, and there's so much to discuss before we get into the game this afternoon between Wolfsburg and Bayern Munich, the champions, because there's a lot of permutations or teams trying to avoid relegation, some teams trying to get Champions League entry. So they're going to be taking us through that live from the German embassy out in Pretoria this afternoon. Let's go across and join them now.
Bundesliga Weekly, before the last match day of the season. This Saturday sees the final decisions, all at the same time. Who's going down to Bundesliga 2? Who'll play in Europe? Plus, an emotional return for the Royal Blues. And runners-up Dortmund set for a fresh start.
It's indeed the final chapter of the Bundesliga season right here on SABC Sport. You are on S3, and we're bringing it to you live from Cap City, Pretoria, the city of Tshwane, from the ambassador's residency. Right here, the new ambassador, Mr. Andreas Paschke. I'm not alone. I'm with Darren Buckley and Gloria Brown. They're joining me here today for this special broadcast from right here. And we've got the audience, a live audience joining us. It's become a kind of a tradition for us here on SABC Sport to be here at the ambassador's residency. We're doing this for the second time, but for the first time with the new ambassador. I welcome you to this special broadcast. GB, you're breaking your virginity here today.
Oh, yeah. What a way. And at what a special occasion, the last day of the Bundesliga. I mean, this moment is one to cherish. And I think, as you said, the final chapter, when you look at the Bundesliga, it's been a marathon run, over 900 goals scored this season. Exciting times indeed.
A super debut for GB right here at the ambassador's residency. And of course, an experienced campaigner That's Darren Buckley, the record holder of most caps as a South African in the Bundesliga. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Izwe. Thanks to the viewers. It's good to be back again. And, you know, the Bundesliga has been a very interesting league this whole season, you know, with teams now fighting for relegation and also for promotion. And I'm looking forward to this game today.
And, of course, we're talking relegation, we're talking Champions League positions, we're talking Europa League positions, as well as Conference League. That's a new conversation, of course, for a lot of people, a lot of leagues. And, of course, it's part of this conversation here for us today. But before we get to the business that we're here for, that's Bayern München up against Wolfsburg, let's speak to our host, the Honorable Andreas Peschke. Tabiso, over to you.
Yes, good afternoon, Sizwe, and thank you very much. Here we are enjoying it here at the residence of the German ambassador, and he joins me here, Mr. Andreas Peschke. Good evening, good afternoon, ambassador, and thank you very much for hosting us, firstly.
Well, good afternoon, Tabiso. I'm very happy that you're here. Dumela,
Ligai.
Great to have you.
Okay. Ligai.
Geteng.
Geteng. Ah, that's a good one. Ambassador, how long have you been in South Africa for, and how do you find it?
Well, I arrived in September last year, and I think it's a great country. It's a wonderful posting, and there's a lot for us to do. Also great to improve on South African-German relationship. A lot of things were done before, but we try to do more, and I'm very much into it.
And it's not your first foray on the continent. You've been in other countries before. Maybe you can tell us which countries you've been and how do you find the continent of Africa?
Well, it's actually my third African posting. My first African posting was Nigeria, the giant in the west side of the continent. My second posting was Kenya, Nairobi. I was an ambassador in Kenya. And now I've come to South Africa. So I think for us in Germany, Africa is very important, and I'm very happy also to reflect this in my career. We are very committed to build a strong, solid relationship with our neighboring continent. Europe and Africa are neighboring continents. And of course, the most solid and most intensive relationship. In fact, we have it with South Africa. So it's our prime interlocutor on the African continent.
And I believe you also look after Eswatini and Lesotho and our neighboring countries?
Yes, you're right. I'm also in charge of Lesotho and Eswatini. I went also to Lesotho to present my credentials. I'm still waiting to present my credentials to the King of Eswatini. It's interesting to present credentials to a king, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
And so I'm responsible for the region. In fact, we have embassies in other countries, in Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and the other countries. So I have 3. But of course, South Africa is my prime task.
Wonderful. And what have you made of the growth and the popularity of the Bundesliga on the continent, and especially here in South Africa? We're seeing it every weekend on SABC Sport, and it keeps going from strength to strength.
Well, actually, it is fantastic. It is very pleasing to see that there's such an interest in the Bundesliga. Of course, we are following it as Germans keenly, but if you go around, I think there are other leagues which are very interesting as well, the Premier League in England. But no, we like it that the Bundesliga is popular. We are pleased about it. We would like a little bit more competition on the top. We think it might be more interesting to other people to have a little bit more, you know. So Bavaria now being crowned for the 10th time in a row is a bit often. But if you look behind Bayern, you have a lot of interesting things going on with the other clubs. So no, it's a wonderful league, and we hope we are going from strength to strength.
And what do you think makes the Bundesliga so popular around the world, not just on the continent of Africa, or just German football as a whole?
Well, I think we play it very well. Huh?
Okay, that's
After
a start.
all, we are 4 times champion, world champions. In fact, the German Union, Football Union, is the biggest union, football union in the world. So they have most members. The quality of the Bundesliga is very high. Hopefully the quality of our national team will be high. We hope for a good show at the next World Championship in Qatar. You know, there are interesting clubs, interesting players, famous players. And so I think the competition is good, the quality is high, and that's what makes it attractive.
And finally, I know all the Germans have a team, whether it's in the Bundesliga, Bundesliga 2, or in the lower divisions. You always have a team that you are loyal to. Which one is yours, Ambassador?
Well, that's an interesting question, because my team, in fact, is now at the bottom of the second league.
Okay.
It's called, I'm from a place called Dresden in the east part of the country. It's called Dynamo Dresden. And they, in fact, have been already consigned to the playoffs to stay in the second league. So they're going to face, they have their last match in the league today, but then they face a tough competition to stay in the second league.
Through the playoffs.
So for us in Dresden, this is a very hard time. So they might go down. Because traditionally they were the first club in the east. So in eastern Germany, you know, we were divided in Germany. So there were a number of times they were the champions of eastern Germany. So when the wall came down, Fußball was united. They went down a little bit, so they have to climb up. Like we have a very popular club in Berlin called Union Berlin.
Yes.
And they are very well.
They do.
They were big competitors with Dynamo Dresden formerly.
Okay.
So we hope that Dynamo Dresden eventually will follow suit.
Okay, well, we hope so. We'll be crossing our fingers then for the team of the ambassador here, Andreas Peschke, who's with us tonight. Today, there is a lot to play for in the Bundesliga and in Bundesliga 2. Remember that what we know right now is that Bayern Munich have been crowned as champions, Dortmund are second, Leverkusen are third, but Leipzig are fighting for fourth place, which is a Champions League spot. And you've got Freiburg in fifth place, who are looking to get into Europa, but they're also in the final of the DFB Cup, so they'll get into Europe in any way. And the team that you've just mentioned, Union Berlin, can actually also play Europa League next season, and even FC Köln can play Conference League. And there's Frankfurt that are in the final of the Europa League, so if they win it, they go into the Champions League. So there's a lot that's happening in the Bundesliga at the top and at the bottom also. We know Greater Fürth have been relegated, Arminia Bielefeld as good as down, and now we wait to see between Stuttgart and Hertha who will go into that playoff against the team that finishes third in Bundesliga 2. That's it from us for now. I'll be going around here looking at some of the other dignitaries that are here with us. I've seen a couple of familiar faces, a couple of well-known journalists also. We'll probably get their thoughts on what they've made on the Bundesliga on SABC 2 for the past 2 seasons, and long may it continue.
Thank you very much, Tabi. So indeed a lot to talk about: the Champions League positions, relegation battles, Europa League, Conference League. Of course, the interesting part about the Bundesliga is that interesting anthem that we're going to hear for the last time. GB, this was your debut season. How has it been? You heard that anthem for the last time here today.
Yeah, it has been pretty exciting. Some records broken. Lewandowski really being the man of the moment. Muller also being one to talk about that you can't really just leave out. But it's been an exciting Bundesliga, over 900 goals. It's been a season where you've seen some brilliant goals as well, and some unexpected result, like Augsburg putting one over the champions, and I think Villarreal as well, just making life a lot difficult, or trying to make life difficult. But it's been quite an exciting season, more so for Leverkusen.
And of course, GB was a former defender and goalkeeper, so you know all about stopping the goals, but you appreciated them here in the Bundesliga for sure.
Absolutely.
G-Bucks, your side, what has been the highlight of the Champions League battles? GB has mentioned Leverkusen, a highlight, they bouncing back to the Champions League now.
Well, for them it's a big plus, because the last time they've ever been in the Champions League was 2002. And Klaus Toppmüller was the coach. He was my coach at VfL Bochum. So it's good to see them back, you know. I mean, they're a big club, and of course they deserve it to be there. But the fascinating thing about it is Freiburg and Union Berlin fighting on top. But what breaks my heart is Borussia Dortmund. They were fighting for championship. You know, they were 9 points behind FC Bayern. And then, you know, you thought when Bayern lost a few games, they closed the gap with 3 points. But at the end of the day, it just shows you that Bayern Munich is the quality team. And this is why they've won the champions 10 times in a row.
GB's itching to say something before we go to an ad break.
We know why he's really feeling the pain, don't we?
A former BV man, that's Darren Buckley right there. He played for Dortmund. I hope you brought your medal for the DFB Pokal, because we're going to talk about the DFB Pokal final. He's been at Olympiastadion before. GB and D-Bucks, former internationals. I'm very lucky. I'm amongst royalty here today. I hope they can rub off a couple of caps from international football. Let's cross over now to an ad break and come back with more. Ho, ho, ho.
Have a Nazo me moment. Whenever, wherever. Try the delicious cheeseburger or the jalapeno chicken burger at only 29 Rand 90 for each small meal. Nazo.
I don't know about you, but I know what I want. I want to be entertained. I want to be thrilled. All of it, gents. I want excitement. I want options. Variety. I want it today, tonight, tomorrow. I want it all. That's why Hollywood Bets.
Now here's a deal to sweeten your day. Get our delicious homestyle donut and short filter coffee for only 20 Rand. Mac Cafe, great coffee, simple.
When it comes to headache relief, choose new Nurofen Express Liquid Capsules, the first Nurofen liquid capsule in South Africa. Unlike a regular tablet, Nurofen Express Liquid Capsule has a thin seam which enables fast release. For fast targeted pain relief, use new Nurofen Express Liquid Capsules. Unleash the speed of liquid.
Life's a struggle when you can't breathe well. Fortunately, Otrivin unblocks in 2 minutes and helps you breathe better for up to 10 hours so you can have a better day and a better night. Breathe your best with Otrivin. Also available in Otrivin Seawater with aloe vera.
Welcome back. We are here for the Bundesliga last chapter, the last match of the season. We're featuring Bayern München up against VfL Wolfsburg. No two teams that were rivals to Darren Buckley during his time at Borussia Dortmund, who are playing Hertha today, and we have that match on SABC Encore, which appears on your screens as SABC Sport Extra. What do you think of that game? What's your money on, Hertha or Borussia Dortmund?
Well, it's going to be a bit difficult for Hertha, of course. You know, Borussia Dortmund, they also qualified for Champions League, so they have nothing to play for. They can't win the championship, or they can't drop a point or go one position down. So they're going to go there with a free mind, you know, play freely with no stress. So it's going to be no walk in the park for Hertha.
And everything to do for Hertha, they have to get a result, whether it's a draw or a win.
I think for Hertha, they've got a lot to play for. Why I say so is that their position is under threat. To secure the position and cement the position that they're in, at least a draw will just back off the subsequent teams that are following to make sure that Hertha is quite comfortable on the log.
As you can see, the players are walking into the Volkswagen Arena. You know VW Arena, of course, D-Box. Bayern won the title. We're watching now Wolfsburg walking in. What is there to play for them?
Well, for Bayern, there's nothing to play for. You know, you could see the game last week when they played against Stuttgart, they drew 2-2. So that shows you clearly Bayern, you know, they're celebrating. You know, they won the championship. But for Wolfsburg, they want to prove a point because, of course, against Bayern Munich, you want to win games. And, of course, Max Kruse that also came from the winter break to Wolfsburg. And to believe it or not, he's the second highest goal scorer at Wolfsburg. And he's been one good player. You know, this is why they signed him for Wolfsburg.
It's been one hell of a roller coaster ride for Wolfsburg. New coach started so well, Van Bommel, and then he was dismissed. Kofeld came in, also drove them down. They were in relegation trouble at one stage, but now they've sort of picked up some points. Is there some pride still left for them, or they done for the season and they're going to press reset?
I think for one right now, they're just playing to cement their position. 41 points is already in the bag. They're safe. I think for any coach right now, it's more focused on what's happening in the next season and maybe wanting to unveil some players who might bid farewell. The last game of the season really for a number of teams, besides the relegation threatened or the ones that are fighting for top position, there's usually something to play for. But when you look at Wolfsburg, I doubt. They just got to make sure they get over the 90 minutes today, but they'll want to do it in style, wouldn't they?
Is Kofeld the right man for this job? Because Wolfsburg is known as an ambitious team, and to be not in a European competition, whether it's Conference League, Europa or Champions League, to be not in none of those conversations must be something to think about.
You know, Caesar, I was fascinated because he got relegated with Werder Bremen. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you get Werder Bremen, you get Wolfsburg signing him as a coach. Yeah. And when I first saw it, I'm like, what is going on? This guy just got relegated with Werder Bremen, and now you're signing him. Well, when he came there, he started on a good foot. Yeah. They're winning games. But then, you know, Wolfsburg is a big club. They have VW sponsoring them. So they want to be on the top 5, and that hasn't happened. So I don't think he's probably the appropriate coach to be at Wolfsburg.
And of course, Bayern, nothing to play for. Everything is done now. Do they go with the full team, with the full strength team? Lewandowski could be his last game here today as well.
Excuse me, I'm a bit disappointed because you want to get the excitement on the final day and just trying to get to over in the final line. When you're looking at Bayern having won the league 2 weeks ago already, I mean, you kind of look at an emotion that has already gone by. So it's almost like a formality to just say, let's get the 3 points. Because when you look at a team that has won a league by a massive 10 points, you kind of look at it and say what to play for, because you've already won the league. The motivation is not there. It's just experimenting with players and also just going out there and to have a run.
And of course, GB, you know what? We're going to make it very interesting, this conversation.
Yeah.
You know, D-Box has won a league title to get promoted from Bundesliga 2. He's going to take us through what's going to happen now after this game. When Bayern go out to the fans for the first time after 2 years of COVID, when they go out to the center of the city, in the square, celebrate with the fans. All the fans are going to be there to celebrate with them. But we want D-Box to explain and capture at least that emotion for us.
You're going to take us
We've
there.
never been there, right?
We've never been there.
Let's cross over now to Tabiso, who's got a guest with him there. Dressed in the red, in the black and yellow as well, Tabiso.
Yes, not me, but the guest is dressed in black and yellow, so he came prepared for the games and the final match day of the Bundesliga this season. Next to me is well-known and renowned journalist, Mr. Matselane Mamabolo, and I thought I should rope him in because of this jersey. Good evening, good afternoon, Bra Jakes. I keep saying good evening. Good afternoon, Bra Jakes, and thanks for joining us here.
Good afternoon, Tabiso. Thank you. It's good to be here on this special day of the Bundesliga.
Thank you. Maybe you can tell us why you identify with Borussia Dortmund, firstly.
It's the best football club in Germany. I know some people keep winning the league a lot, but I was blessed once to go to the Signal Iduna Park, and I think the best atmosphere I've ever experienced in a football match. To have those fans singing "You'll Never Walk Alone" before the match. I mean, it's an amazing stadium. You feel the vibrations there, and just the passion of the fans is arguably one of the best. I think close to Liverpool's. It's probably.
You sound like Darren Barkley. That's what he always says about Signal Iduna Park. He says when they're actually on the field, they can't even hear each other because of the atmosphere and how loud the fans are and how passionate they are about the game. But as South Africa, I mean, we've got a long affinity with the Bundesliga. Over the years, we've had many players that have gone to the Bundesliga. One of those success stories is Bradley Cannell, who's a coach now.
Yeah, no. Look, Bradley has done well. He played for about 5 clubs, Hansa Rostock and then Borussia Mönchengladbach. Bradley is doing very well in the States. He was there for 2 years with the New York Red Bulls, but now he's been made coach of the new franchise St. Louis SC. I did an interview with him actually, and he's signing up players. It's amazing that he's got the opportunity to start a team from scratch, something that I think a lot of coaches would dream for. They'll only be playing in the 2023 season, but he's currently working on that. And I think Bradley is going to do well there.
Yeah. And maybe as a football journalist for years yourself, you're still going strong. What makes the Bundesliga so good, and what makes it so special that people from all over the world can identify with it, in your opinion?
Look, I think it's one of those leagues that gives youngsters a chance. You look at all the clubs, the development. I mean, it's one of the leagues where they've introduced a way back actually where all the clubs have development teams, and unlike in the most countries where they rely on established players, they give players chances. They don't care whether you're 17, 18, and even with coaching, the coaches are fairly young. I mean, even the match we are going to watch today, both coaches are under 40. It's okay. One of the things I think people will say that doesn't work there is that you always know that the league will either be won by Bayern or Dortmund, but I think that talks to just the buying power and the financial muscle they have. But the rest of the clubs, there's a community, there's a sense of community about most of those clubs. A lot of the fans feel that there's ownership of the club. So I grew up on the Bundesliga for many years, way before even I became a Dortmund fan.
And on that note, would you say German football has evolved over the years? Because we know the national team that won the World Cup in 1990, the Rudi Völler and all those guys, they were big, they were physical, they were strong. But now you see some ball-playing players actually in German football. Now they've got the Kai Havertz at Chelsea, and they play ball actually. Would you say they've moved on with the times?
I think they have. You know, like you say, we used to know German football as being precision. They are very organized, defensively very strong. Yes, they'll score. But now there's talent. But what has helped, I think, is they've opened up. You know, you've seen your Haaland going to play there. So having all this influence, you know, there was Aubameyang once played at Dortmund. So the infusion of different players from different countries has turned things around. And you know, if you are a German youngster and you watch Haaland play, you want to play like him, and then that changes. So yeah, they've really changed, and it's good for German football.
Very good. I've got to agree with Marcelo Mamabolo. Bundesliga, German football gives youngsters the chance. Jadon Sancho went to Germany. We see Jude Bellingham in Germany. Jamal Musiala, 18, 19 years old, and they're playing for the top teams like Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. And even with Erling Haaland actually moving to Man City next season, I think Borussia Dortmund will be able to replace him, like you've said. They had Aubameyang when Lewandowski left. They had Alcázar when he left, and they've got Haaland now, and they've signed Kevin Adeyemi. So you can see that the pipeline is strong there in German football, and I think Borussia Dortmund will continue even after Erling Haaland. Okay, we'll hand over back to the guys then as we build up to the two games that we are showing on SABC Sport. We've got Borussia Dortmund up against Hertha Berlin, who need to avoid defeat to just make sure of safety. We've also got Wolfsburg against the champions, Bayern Munich. Not much to play for, but I would think Bayern Munich will want to go out in style. They've actually not won since they beat Dortmund to be confirmed as champions. So I think they will want to win this game just to give their fans something to cheer about, because their fans are very spoiled at Bayern Munich. They might have won the league for the 10th time, but they're not happy that they didn't go far in the Champions League, and they were knocked out in the Cup also. So technically it is a big game for Julian Nagelsmann at Bayern Munich against Wolfsburg this afternoon.
Indeed, Tabi, saw a lot of youngsters playing in the Bundesliga. Florian Wirtz joined by Leverkusen this season and pushed them all the way to third place and guaranteed Champions League football. Let's have a look at who's joining Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund and Bayern. Who are the other contenders to join them in the Champions League next season?
Leverkusen are back in the Champions League. After a 2-year absence, the Wechself will again go head-to-head with Europe's elite clubs. If you're looking for the factors behind their success, you can't ignore this man, Moussa Diaby, one of the most spectacular players in the Bundesliga.
Moussa Diaby! He's unstoppable at the moment.
The Frenchman has made the step from super talent to superstar. Fast as an arrow, tricky and dangerous, Diaby has made huge strides, especially in finishing.
I've been here for 3 years now. In my first year, I didn't score that many goals. In the second year, I scored a few more, and I told myself that I was going to improve again in my third year. I have been doing well so far in this area. I hope to keep going in order to help the team, and also for myself.
Diaby is also the perfect foil for Leverkusen's real goal machine. 24 goals in 26 games. The Wechself's place in the Champions League next season is in large part thanks to him.
We have a really young team with a lot of quality players with big potential. and I think this club has a big future.
The Bayer Arena can look forward to a boisterous celebration. Leverkusen have once again succeeded in turning a talented team into a very successful one.
A look at the table shows just how important the final match day is for Leipzig and Freiburg. The two are fighting it out for 4th place and Champions League qualification. Not only that, on May the 21st, they go up against each other in the DFB Cup final.
They're laughing again in Leipzig. 3 days after semi-final heartbreak in the Europa League, RB celebrated a brilliant comeback. An outstanding Christopher Nkunku led his team to a 4-0 home win over Augsburg and back into the Champions League positions. But that might not be all. Looking so bleak. 2 Bundesliga defeats in a row against Union Berlin and Borussia Mönchengladbach. The magic seemed lost. The Europa League semi-final against Glasgow Giants Rangers, the absolute low point. But against Augsburg, Leipzig showed they are a real team.
Cleared that. This is Silva. Silva from outside the box. Andre Silva gives the crowd just what they wanted to see.
Yeah, I think it was important to show our reaction today to ourselves, to our fans, to everybody. We've been having some less good weeks now, so for us it was just important to show our reaction and to win the game. And I think we played a fantastic game. You could see for all in the second half that we enjoyed it. We had fun. We played with intensity. And when we do that, we are a really good team. And finally, we showed it today again.
The people of Leipzig can rely on one player time after time, Christopher Nkunku. The Frenchman now has 20 goals and 13 assists. Nkunku has already been voted Bundesliga Player of the Month 4 times, a record including 3 months in a row.
Here's Nori Mukiela. Mukiela cuts it back, and there's Christopher Nkunku. Top scorer for Leipzig, and he made that look ridiculously easy. He's held off Udukai. There's Nkunku. There's the 3rd goal of the game. A goal guarantee for Leipzig this season.
Oh no, he's a fantastic guy. He works very hard. He's been having a fantastic development here in the club now for the last, I don't know, 3 years it is. So it's just fun to see him. And you can see he's enjoying his football. He plays without thinking. So, yeah, we're happy to have him here. And, no, he's a fantastic guy. Fantastic guy.
Emil Forsberg, another guarantor. The man who headed Leipzig into the cup final. It could be the first major trophy in the club's history. But for now, the Bundesliga is the priority.
Yeah, it's 1 game left, but we're going to do everything we can to reach the Champions League. I think today was a good step towards Champions League, but it's still not done. We still have to beat Bielefeld away, and it's not easy, but today was important.
Renewed courage for the final test. Leipzig want to win the cup to make it a happy end.
Emotional drama at Freiburg. Heart-in-your-mouth moments in cuckoo clock country. Celebrations despite a home defeat. The cup finalists.
It's an amazing feeling. We're slowly realizing we're playing another week and going to Berlin. It's unbelievable. We've never achieved that before.
The tranquility of the picturesque Black Forest sounds somewhat different at the moment. Picture postcards of a football fairy tale. The team celebrated reaching the DFB Cup final and captivated the city.
We're having a really good season. We're in the right mood. We're all set. We have a great team. Everyone is there for each other.
And Freiburg produces stars like defensive ace Nico Schlotterbeck. The Germany international announced his move to Borussia Dortmund earlier this week. Replacing him is Matthias Ginter, even more in demand in the international defender market. He's chosen Freiburg rather than Champions League clubs from Italy and Spain.
I wanted to do something special again in my career, and honestly, nothing is more special than coming back here.
There's something romantic about Ginter's homecoming, and it's a credit to the Freiburg Academy, which nurtured 11 current Bundesliga professionals. The club's current sporting director used to be Ginter's youth coach.
Of course, Matthias Ginter is from here. I knew his parents when he was a little boy. It's like a fairy tale.
Another fairy tale, Christian Streicher's coaching debut. He brought Ginter on for his first Bundesliga appearance, and he spectacularly headed the winning goal. A decade later, Ginter called Streich and said, "I want to come home."
We're really happy he's here. He's a Freiburg boy, and he comes from the academy. I think he's very happy.
A Black Forest fairy tale, new stadium, cup final, international competition, and the World Cup winner has come home.
It's crazy, not just because of the new stadium, but also because of the way it's come on here. It's remarkable, and I hope I can help develop it further in the years to come.
Football dreams come true in the beautiful Black Forest.
Indeed, one of those stories that tell the story and the beautiful heartbeat of the Bundesliga. That's Freiburg, a genuine club. The stadium, the new stadium, is one of the most environmentally friendly stadiums in the world. Recyclable energy, recyclable water, recycle. Incredible story for the Bundesliga, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, it's also a city where students go and study. So you see that Freiburg, you know, they don't have the finance to buy high-quality players, you know, that they'll knock you off your chair when it comes to purchasing. And, you know, you got to give the coach, you know, take my hat off for him, give him a round of applause, because he's been there for 7 years. And he's been doing an amazing job. You know, you seldom get a coach in the Bundesliga that stays so long. And he's been 11 years. But it shows you what a quality coach he is. And even tells you Ginter wants to come back. So it tells you, you know, he wants to come back because this is a coach that he can play under, that gives himself confidence for him to perform.
And of course, the homecoming for Ginter to the Schwarzland to replace Schlotterbeck, who has been outstanding this season. He's going to Dortmund.
Oh yeah, well, players have come to a point where they believe maybe enough is enough, and they want to try different things. And when you look at a player who's been there for quite some time, you want to really stretch and see how well you can do in a different place, different environment, renew energy and all of that. So that's absolutely brilliant.
It would be incredible for them to qualify for Champions League, but can they manage? Can they manage with that squad, T-Bucks?
Well, I don't think they can manage because, as I said to you, they don't have the finance to buy quality players. They're a very small club, you know, for them to play in the Bundesliga and then you play in Europa and also play deep. It becomes too much. They don't have the quantity of players to perform in all these tournaments.
I could speak about Freiburg over and over with these two, but we don't have that much time. We have to speak about Leipzig, who are also the big story of the Bundesliga, coming from a relegation place, now in the Champions League conversation. They could have had the 2 weeks of their lives, guys. They're in the DFB Pokal final. They could have been in the Europa League final, but they bottled that up against Glasgow Rangers.
What a fairy tale. You're looking at a team that's got the second best defensive record in the league. They have conceded 36 goals, just one more than that of Bayern. And you're speaking of a team that also has got 10 draws in the league. And if you're looking at those draws, if they could have changed those draws into wins, we could be looking at Leipzig going maybe second or even third. But I mean, they've done a fantastic job this season. And right now they are pushing Leverkusen for that position and see how far they can really go today.
Those are the two teams, Leipzig and Freiburg, who have it all to play for today, for that fourth spot, which guarantees them Champions League football next season. But we must go to an ad break, and after that, Tabiso speaks to our boss, SABC Sport Production Manager, Orapeleng Leterbe. Let's go to an ad break. Ho, ho, ho.
Here's a deal to sweeten your day. Get our delicious homestyle donut and short filter coffee for only 20 Rand. Mac Cafe, great coffee, simple.
Jay, when we were watching Simunyamar, we were dancing mobile had divide.
Unsere Klassik gehört mir leid. Ons jong, ons lachen. That was just Owen.
When men made us feel at home and 50-50 was just a show on TV.
That's because they were scared. Now we're learning lessons from the real bads on the estate and Guyani.
Hotspot Sale says Mom just right for the weekend.
Yo, I do this like I do this for TV.
I'm the real though. Paying out TV licenses keeps industries alive. Let's stay informed, educated, and entertained.
Making memories and telling stories for the now generation. Go to tvlic.co.za. TV licenses. Pay yours. Make a difference.
There's a new kind of chill to enjoy this summer. The kind that keeps it cool. The kind that doesn't overcomplicate things. A chill that's made simple. As sweet as chocolate, as smooth as milk. With 100% Arabica beans and finished with a dash of hazelnut. The new Choc Hazelnut Iced Coffee. Mac Cafe. Great coffee. Simple.
Well, we are still coming to you live from the official residence of the German ambassador to South Africa, Ambassador Andreas Peschke. You might think that we are at a fan park in Germany in one of the Bundesliga's games, but that's the closest thing that we could find, and that's the residence of the ambassador as we build up to the final match day. 34 of what's been an exciting Bundesliga season. Once again, that's been broadcast live on SABC Sport. Still lots to play for teams at the top and teams at the bottom, and also in Bundesliga 2. Remember, in the Bundesliga, as our panel has been saying, that the bottom two teams go down to Bundesliga 2, but number 16 on the log rather, still goes through to a playoff against number 3 in the second division. So it's not only South Africa that has playoffs when it comes to promotion and relegation, but it also happens in the Bundesliga. Robert Lewandowski, currently the top goal scorer with 34 goals this season. And the big question is, will he stay at Bayern Munich next season with his contract coming to an end at the end of next season, or will he be moving for greener pastures? So lots to play for here in the Bundesliga. And by the way, he scored 18 away goals this season in the Bundesliga, and that's also some sort of a record. Well, I've been walking around trying to see who I can find, some familiar faces here, and one of those is Mr. Urapeleng Libete, who is the production manager at SABC Sport, and he's brought the Bundesliga to South Africa. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for joining us here.
Afternoon, Tabi. So you are the important person, you know that.
Well, yeah, today I am, but Monday to Friday, you are the boss. You're the important person.
I don't know what you're talking about.
but you must be happy with the growth of the Bundesliga. What convinced SABC Sport that this was the right product, Bundesliga, to bring to the rest of the country?
It's been an amazing journey. We started talking to DFL, I think it was in 2020. And what they wanted to do in South Africa, they wanted to grow the brand and the profile of the Bundesliga. So when they approached us, and we were also looking for opportunities where we could strengthen our football offering. And knowing the Germans, you know, they leave no stone unturned. And, you know, some of the biggest stars in the world have come through the Bundesliga. So it was a fantastic opportunity for us to partner with DFL. And it's been, I think, 2 years now. This is our second season. We're going to start the new season with a new deal that we're going to do with them. I think the new season starts in August, yeah.
Okay, so there you have it then. There will be another season of the Bundesliga on SABC Sport. It's just been confirmed now, Caesar, so you can relax. You'll be able to catch your favorite football right here on SABC Sport, and you still have a job, by the way. But what do you make of how it's been received, though, by South Africans? Because they seem to identify with it.
It's crazy. Tabi, so before we did the deal with DFL, the highest performing match, I think they got about 80,000 audiences. Our debut season, our debut match on SABC, we hit 8. the growth of the Bundesliga. So what has also happened over the last year, Tabi, so if you remember that when we started the deal, we only had... So right now we're sitting with 4 matches.
Okay, maybe give me this mic so we can hear you properly. Go ahead. I'll hold the mic for you since you are the boss.
So what I was saying is that when we started with DFL, the deal was only for 1 match per match week. So, but from our side and their side, they've been quite impressed with the growth and the audiences that we've been able to deliver, that we're now doing 4 matches every match week. So you'll remember that we do 2 matches of the Bundesliga, then we do 2 matches of the Bundesliga 2, which is the first division of the Bundesliga. So from our side, it's been a fantastic partnership, and it's a partnership that we want to grow for many more years to come. And also likewise from DFL, they've been very impressed with how we've been able to help them achieve their strategic objectives of growing the profile of the league in South Africa.
And also what I've seen with the Bundesliga is that it does not only live on TV, but it lives on social media, it lives on various other platforms too.
Yeah, because you know the audiences are right now are diversified. People don't just watch TV or radio, you know. Audiences want to be fed the information throughout their day. So one of the things that is very good that we have is we've got a very strong digital campaign with the DFL. And I mean, they also make available all the digital assets, and they share, even the clubs, you know. Communication that's happening directly between SABC Sport and, let's say, Bayern Munich, where they are talking about the content that SABC Sport is bringing around their matches.
Yes, and we've had a great opportunity as SABC Sport on radio, some of us, to speak to some of the legends of the Bundesliga, like the likes of JJ Okocha, even current players, Ilas Bebu. We spoke to them also here through SABC Sport and this partnership that they have with the Bundesliga. So it's good to hear that it will continue. So then, after 2 years of showing the Bundesliga, I'm sure you have a team now in the Bundesliga that you can identify with, you can support, or you've just got a soft spot for?
We are not going to tell you that, because when we pick fixtures, then you'll start blaming us, right?
That explains why we've showed Dortmund 10 times this season.
I don't know what you're talking about, but we're trying to show as many teams as possible within the league. You know, we don't have a favorite team. The Bundesliga in its entirety is our favorite league.
Okay, no, it is. It is our favorite league. Great to see the Bundesliga grow from strength to strength. I know Sizwe has a team. I don't know which team Delron supports, because one season is Bielefeld, one season is Bochum, one season is Mainz. So whichever team is doing well, I think that's the team that Delron Buckley supports. But it's great to have legends like Delron Buckley also being part of this Bundesliga.
It was amazing, Tabi. So I think I gave Delron a call. I think it was 3 or 2 weeks before the season started. And I said to him, Delron, I need your help. You know, this is our vision. We want to be able to grow the profile of this league. But what's very important is that we want to create a bridge and a link that South Africa can identify with. And somebody who has played the league, somebody who has played some of these big matches. And you will hear in some of his analysis, you know, whenever we've got the Arminia Bielefeld game or a Dortmund game, he can give you a point of reference of what he goes through playing that particular game or the atmosphere around the stadium. So he's been a fantastic contributor to our strategy as well.
And not only that, the good thing working with Delron Buckley is that he'll see someone on the bench, an assistant coach, and say, hey, I played with this guy. Let me send him a message to say I'm watching him. And the guy actually responds on the bench of Borussia Dortmund, but a response to Delron Buckley. So good to have Delron Buckley. Even Sean Dandy, by the way, we've had him in commentary. Sean Dandy, who played in Germany and played at Liverpool also. Good to hear him in commentary, and he's doing well in Germany. Okay, we're going to leave it here for now. We'll be back as we continue our build-up to this game. It is Bayern Munich up against Wolfsburg, as well as Borussia Dortmund and Hertha Berlin.
Tabi, so speaking to SABC Sport Production Manager, Mr. Orapeleng Libete, couldn't reveal which team he supports, but he did say there was a vision that he saw to Delron Buckley to bring it home to us. Of course, we talked a little bit with GV about Bayern München. They're going outside for the first time to celebrate with the fans, to celebrate at the plaza, at the center of the city of Munich. You've celebrated at the center of a certain type, of a certain city when you got promoted to the Bundesliga, when you won the title of Bundesliga 2.
Well, you know, I know what Bayern Munich is going to go through because they won the championship. But in my point of view and how I experienced things was at VfL Bochum. And I was there for 9 years. And they used to call us the Fahrstuhlmannschaft. We was the elevated team. We used to get relegated, get promoted, relegated. And there was one season where we actually won the second division. And it was so tiring. It was so hard because we were sitting 9th at the beginning of the season. Yeah. And then we turned things around and won the second division. So when we won, you know, what happens is that you get called out from the council, you know, and then you stand in a building and all the fans are down there waiting for you to come out of the building.
Yeah.
And I was one of the crazy ones with the champagne. Come on. Start spraying everyone. When you get the other guys that were normal come out, you know, and make that, hey, hey, hey. And I was with the champagne all over. So it was a tough one getting promoted.
Big bowler, that's Darren Buckley. Of course, part of that story is Schalke. They did the same. They came from 9th place. They potentially could be the Meister this season in Bundesliga too.
They could be, but how excited they are. They don't care whether they finish first or second. What they've done is secured getting into the Bundesliga. But then when we go to Dalroyd's team and celebrations, we bring it home and say, the Jomo Cosmos of the Bundesliga.
The elevated team.
The elevated team.
Yeah. And what memories do you still have of those days? What else happened? Did you get an award? Do you get a key to the city? What happens?
Well, when you get invited from the council and then you get to sign into the book as appreciation of getting promoted.
And of course, we have a look now at the Volkswagen Arena. Max Kruse, Darren Buckley spoke about him. He got signed in January during the winter of Germany. Of course, to us, it's the heart of summer. Max Kruse came from Union Berlin. He's been sort of a journeyman, GB. Been to Turkey, been to Werder Bremen, from Freiburg. You know, and now he's at Wolfsburg. We thought he was going to finish the season at Union.
Well, definitely one of those players whom you bring in that's got the mix.
Yeah.
You know, if you're well-traveled, it really gives you the mental strength to be able to deliver or to help the players around you. And we can see that a lot of the games have been built around him. He's been very, very instrumental for Wolfsburg.
And of course, that looks like Max Arnold there. You know him particularly from his younger days.
Yes, he was my position player. He used to play, well, actually right back, and I was the left wing.
Yeah.
And he used to always make my life a misery. And I won't forget when Dortmund played Wolfsburg, and we lost 2-1. And when we came back back to Dortmund into the changing room, you know, my coach at the time, he scolded me because he was the one that scored the winning goal.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mismarked him. He got at the back of me, and he scored the 2-1, which I got punished for.
Hey, those are fond memories. It brings it home for us. Max Arnold, one of the key players, through and through Wolfsburg, man.
Oh, yes, through and through a Wolfsburg man. But he's certainly one of those that would definitely turn the knee in. But when we look at Thomas Müller...
Another Bayern man, through and through as well.
Absolutely. 17 assists this season. When you look at 8 goals... And you're talking about 573 games in a Bayern shirt, 218 goals. I mean, that's year to date.
Plus he has extended his contract.
Plus on top of it, he's the top assist player in the team. He has 17 assists, which tells you clearly with the age of 32, he's still on top form.
Yeah.
And we know who puts those away, Lewandowski.
Oh, yeah. What else can you ask for when you've got a midfield that really is just well-oiled and a goal poacher like Lewandowski who just knows how to find the back of the net? What else can we rave about this player? It's just a pity that he doesn't want to wear that shirt anymore, right?
And this might be the last time we see him. But D-Bucks, can we say he is the greatest ever striker in the Bundesliga? Can we say that?
Most definitely. He's proven season in, season out. You know, every year he scores about 35 goals. He's on top form. It's a striker that you want to have in your team because he makes assists like midfielders look very, very good. If you put a cross into danger area, it can be how ugly. He'll finish it.
But
I mean, Darren, you talk of 305 goals in 337 games.
That tells you.
I mean, whichever exam this is, that's an ace.
Yeah. There's not much to play for him neither. I mean, he's won everything in the Bundesliga. I mean, every goal he scores is just stretching the record further away from the opponents.
Well, I think at this point of time, you want something different, something new. So this is why I think he doesn't want to sign the contract by FC Bayern.
Yeah.
And I also think it's time for him to go to see how good is he at a top, like a top club like in Spain or Italy or England, who knows.
Oh, man, that's Robert Lewandowski. We might not see him again in the Bundesliga. At least we'll be here next season.
Yes, we'll definitely be
here. To speak about his replacement.
Yeah.
But with that, let's go to an ad break and come back with more from the match Bayern München up against Wolfsburg. Ho!
Have a Nas or me moment. Whenever, wherever. Try the delicious cheeseburger or the jalapeno chicken burger at only 29 Rand 90 for each small meal. Nazo.
Use Sensodyne Repair and Protect with Deep Repair. The science is pretty amazing. It really goes deep and repairs tooth sensitivity. The science is there. It's going to improve their quality of life in a big way. So this is the first thing I recommend.
When it comes to headache relief, choose new Nurofen Express liquid capsules, the first Nurofen liquid capsule in South Africa. Unlike a regular tablet, Nurofen Express liquid capsule has a thin seam which enables fast release. For fast targeted pain relief, use new Nurofen Express liquid capsules. Unleash the speed of liquid.
Dive into our world and bet on an oasis of incredible casino games. Take home a briefcase with payouts as high as 500 times your bet in Deal or No Deal. Or join Gonzo's Treasure Hunt in a first-of-its-kind live game show experience. And take your place at the table to enjoy some tried and true classics with craps and baccarat. Only at betway.co.za.
Those are the visuals of the fans at the Volkswagen Arena. Of course, we're having a look at the team sheets. Casteels, the first name on that starting lineup. I always think the goalkeeping position is one of the most important that you can think of.
Absolutely, but he comes in, Castile, for Piven. That's the one change that we're basically seeing. And coming in with the 4-4-2 formation, pretty true to Florida's formation this season. It's been consistent and not wanting to really tamper too much.
And of course, you want a goalkeeper that's reliable and experienced. But it has been topsy-turvy because the defense has been chopping and changing and leaking goals at the early stages of the season.
Yes, Wolfsburg haven't been consistent. As you could see, in the season, it was like a roller coaster, as you said. And the goals they've been conceding were very, very, very stupid. It caught them off guard, which now they're sitting on 13th position.
And they haven't got an out-and-out striker that's reliable week in, week out. They haven't been able to replace and find a striker that's going to score goals for them week in, week out.
No, they haven't. But then when you look at the previous game, they were outplayed by Cologne, 1-0 win there. But you're looking at a team that really grinds. And in the middle of the park, you've got Arnold and Wind up front. You just need that midfield to really function on all cylinders and try and improve on the supply line.
And it looks like FC Bayern are going full force here today. They've brought all the big guns. They're not letting it out. They're not sending them on holiday. They've already gone on holiday a little bit. They went to the islands. But Kimmich is back. Müller is in there. And it seems like Lewandowski will also get his farewell game.
Well, it's not a surprise to me because I know Nagelsmann, he wants to finish it on a good note. So in the last game they played last week, they drew 2-2. So they want to win this game. Despite them now getting the shield and winning the championship, they still want to win this game, which is very important for him as a coach.
They still need to figure out what they're going to do with that back four. There's been injuries, and every time there's an injury, it gets jumbled up. And we see now Hernandez is no longer a left back, but more of a central player.
Well, in modern days football, you've got to get utility players that are able to fit into any position, anywhere. And in times like this, you've got to look at those people or look at the bench and see who can you fit in. And right now in today's game, I think with the job being done, basically, you can even take the goalkeeper and let him go play a striker. It's done and dusted. But again, you know, they'll want to really keep their top spot and make sure players like Nabi and Kimmich do well, and as they have been all season.
Is there a reason for them to make any more signings? Maybe the Champions League might be the reason to make any signings, but where do they make a signing? Where is FC Bayern's weakness besides the back four?
Well, definitely they're going to have to make signings because this year, you know, they only won the German league, nothing else. No Champions League, no DFB Pokal.
Two seasons now, yeah.
Yeah, 2 seasons. So I can tell you, you know, definitely they will make signings, and I think mostly, of course, Lewandowski is going to probably go, so there's going to be a position where they're going to have to sign a striker, and then all the players around there, you know, they're going to have to double it.
Yeah. Oh, FC Bayern, they always go out to the market and sign big players. They're in the conversation for Mane, who's having contractual troubles. They definitely have to replace Lewandowski, but with who? We're going to find out next season. Now let's cross over to Thabiso, who's on the ground speaking to the people that are joining us here at the Ambassador's residency right here in PTA, Cap City.
And you will not believe this, Sizwe. I have managed to find another Werder Bremen fan in South Africa. Not only you, Sizwe, but there are 2 of you now. And Khalabi joins us. Khalabi, you support Werder Bremen.
For 19 years now, Thabiso. I've been a Werder Bremen fan for 19 years and counting, going strong.
How has that journey been, up and down like an elevator?
The last 4 seasons have been the worst because it's been playoff, last day survival, and tomorrow still we wait for promotion. We just need 1 point. But I've loved every moment of being green and white.
And people might think we're joking, but there's a reason you support Werder Bremen. Just give us a bit of background why you identify with this club.
So back in 2003, I was an exchange student, and I happened to be in Weldershausen, which is about 35-40 km from Bremen. And that's how I bumped into Bremen. And yeah, everyone there supports Bremen. And, you know, local town support kind of vibes. So that's how I ended up supporting Werder Bremen. And it's been that long now, 19 years and counting.
And I remember you because I remember when Werder Bremen were in South Africa a couple of years ago for pre-season, just to get away from the winter in Germany. There was one Werder Bremen fan at OR Tambo International Airport. So it was you?
Yeah, it's me who went. It was January 2019. So yeah, I went to meet the guys. I knew that they were coming through. So I went to meet them, spent a few days with them, attended the games. So yeah, that's how deep the love is.
Wow, unbelievable. And you got to watch their matches. They played Chiefs and they played Vets when they were here, right?
I got to watch both those games, yes.
How did they play against Vets and Chiefs?
They played a draw against Vets and beat Chiefs 4-1.
Okay, yeah. So they're coming up this season.
They're coming up. We're playing
season.
Jan Regensburg tomorrow. We need 1 point from the last day of the season. So I hope next year we're back in the Bundesliga and back on SABC.
Okay, so go Werder Bremen then. That's the one team we're supporting in Bundesliga too. But right now the action switches back to Wolfsburg up against Bayern Munich. Wolfsburg are 13th on the log at the moment. They can actually go as high as 10th if they do win and other results go their way. Bayern Munich, as I mentioned earlier on, will be looking to finish on a high. So the teams are working out now. Let's get ready for what should be an electrifying first 45 minutes of this Bundesliga game. Final match day of the season is Wolfsburg at home to the champions Bayern Munich.
Lucas Hernandez back as a center half for Nianzou. He didn't play well for me against Stuttgart, so he deserved to come back. And Musiala, for me, really important to play the final game because he deserved it. He played a really good season.
Robert Lewandowski makes his way out. 34 goals in this campaign. We don't know what the future holds for him. It's been a running story here in Germany in the last few weeks. John Brooks there and saying goodbye to Wolfsburg. He's been a terrific servant. They've decided not to extend his contract. Will be fascinating to see where he's playing his football next season, and he still wants to make a big push for a place in the World Cup with the United States. Very soon, Wolfsburg and Bayern will be off on their holidays, but first there is match day 34 business to take care of. Jörg Schmadtke just having a quiet word there with Julian Nagelsmann, and the 2 captains are the 2 goalkeepers. Manuel Neuer saying there that they'll change ends, having won the toss. Koen Casteels, the keeper for Wolfsburg, and the referee is Robert Hartmann from Wangen im Allgäu. He's been a Bundesliga referee since 2011, but only his third match involving FC Bayern. And following the instructions there from Manuel Neuer, as you can see, they're switching around. Julian Nagelsmann, the second youngest Meistertrainer coach to win the title. Matthias Sammer, the youngest, 33 days younger when he clinched the title with Dortmund in 2002. Well, Jörg Schmadtke there with John Anthony Brooks and a little presentation. He certainly won't be forgotten here in Wolfsburg, was with Hertha prior to joining the club. The end comes for every player. And he is one of the higher earners. They want to put the emphasis on younger players coming through, but he still has something to offer to somebody. Dodi Lukebakio will be leaving as well. Fair to say he hasn't quite made the impact with Wolfsburg that was hoped. And the other player who'll be leaving is not with us. That's William, who's been out for a while with a knee injury and recovering at home in Brazil. Well, you notice that Georg Puch, the stadium announcer, calling him J. Brooks. And I know that gets confusing for people in the United States because they know him as John Brooks, but to everybody in the Wolfsburg dressing room, he is J. Brooks. And there you see it. Vielen Dank für die schöne Zeit, J. Many thanks for the wonderful time, J. Brooks. So just about ready to go. As I said, perfect playing conditions. Perfect spectating conditions here at the Volkswagen Arena. See the peace sign right in the middle of the pitch. The person who came up with that idea, the groundsman here in Wolfsburg, Peter Sauer. Florian Kohfeldt. It's been an up and down season for him as coach of Wolfsburg. Got off to a flying start and it really went the other way, but the trend is your friend, I think we can say, as far as Kohfeldt is concerned, based on the last few matches. Probably going to be a slight delay here. Max Kruse having a look over towards the north goal. Referee will want to make certain that visibility is not a problem. Florian Kohfeldt, 20-year association with Werder Bremen. He has spoken about Bremen. He hopes very much that they're going to win promotion. We'll find out tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting day, an exciting ride in the Zweite Bundesliga. Schalke already promoted, Bremen in a good position, Hamburg might be able to get the relegation playoff spot. Thomas Müller set to win the assists award in the Bundesliga for the 4th time in 5 years. Leon Goretzka in his usual position. He's happy that Schalke are coming back. Said so, former Schalke player. Still waiting for it all to clear. Pacing around from Florian Kohfeldt. Remember, they started the season with Mark van Bommel. Wolfsburg and reeled off 4 straight wins, but all went a bit pear-shaped. So the coaching change was made. Robert Hartmann keeping a keen eye on the situation. Max Kruse is the most relaxed man in the stadium, but that's not a great surprise. Just making his way towards that goal. Robert Hartmann, the 42-year-old referee. All the while, from a distance, Manuel Neuer looks on. Kuhn Castells in conversation with referee Robert Hartmann. Let's see if we're in business in the next few seconds. Wolfsburg, Max Kruse in particular, keen to get this game underway. Message being delivered to the Nordkurve. Away they go before the Meisterfeier on the Marienplatz for Bayern tomorrow. It is the 50th Bundesliga meeting of VfL Wolfsburg and FC Bayern München. And the venue is the Volkswagen Arena. 39 previous wins for Bayern, 6 draws and only 4 victories for Wolfsburg, the last of which came 7.5 years ago. Difficult assignment this for Wolfsburg. It always is. Steffen, Bayern after all have prevailed in 12 of the last 13 meetings.
Exactly. Wolfsburg doesn't like to play against Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich love to score goals against Wolfsburg. But today, without pressure, maybe it's an option for Wolfsburg to show that they can do something against the best team in Germany. But I can remember in my time, Derek, when you play against the opponent that you know we normally always win, you're even more confident. So let's have a look.
Let's see how it plays out. A couple of early touches for Josip Stanisic, who was always going to play. Julian Nagelsmann said that at his press conference the other day. Alphonso Davies is being robbed of it by Xavier Schlager, who is very much the ball-winning machine for Wolfsburg. There's Hasan Salihamidzic. Much has been written about him this week. It's never dull when you're the head of sport at Bayern, no matter what the circumstances are.
Exactly, and you're always under pressure. You have to sign top players, and that's the pressure. And you have to win normally the double every season in Germany.
Just held up there by Max Kruse, but here's Serge Gnabry for Bayern. Was in amongst the goals in the 2-2 draw with Stuttgart. Former club of his. Now Kimmich, and space here for Gnabry. Van de Ven tried to get back. The block was by Maxence Lacroix, and it grinds to a halt. But the gap did emerge, and Gnabry tried to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it looks like he was offside, but already a little bit too open. Wolfsburg, an easy final pass from Kimmich behind the defense, and Gnabry a little bit too early behind the defender.
And even before his goal in the last game, he'd already made it his best ever single season haul in the Bundesliga. Serge Gnabry. Davies takes it. No Kingsley Coman if you just come in. Because of suspension. There's the Wolfsburg side. Same outfield players. Just the one change at goal with captain Kuhn Castells having recovered from his shoulder problem.
Yeah, and have a look tactically. It looks like a 4-3-3 Wolfsburg. Kruse not on the right side against Davis, so I'm not surprised. So he's playing in the middle. Left striker Mecha and right striker Jonas Wind.
Well, we did wonder how they might line up in actuality. Last week it was Kruse on the right-hand side of midfield, but a different wrinkle from Florian Kohfeldt on this occasion. Gnabry reaching out for it, looking for instant control. High degree of difficulty.
Yeah, and good timing, good runs from Gnabry behind the defense. Van de Ven have to be careful. I already can see that will be difficult for the left back from Wolfsburg to stop the pace from Gnabry.
You mentioned Van de Ven. Oh, and pressure here. Well, Jamal Musiala trying to force a mistake from Kuhn Castells. Why not?
Yeah, and it takes a little bit too long. The goalkeeper have to clear the situation quicker.
To go back to Van de Ven. Second start in a row for the youngster, the 21-year-old. Previously playing in the second division in the Netherlands for Volendam. They see him as part of the future. Spoke about John Brooks earlier. He's a very experienced defender, but they do want to refresh and they want to build with younger players, and they see Van de Ven as part of that. Interesting idea. Just trying to make sure that Neuer is concentrating to the maximum. As Schlager snapped onto the ball for Wolfsburg. Schlager there together initially with Davies. Here's Musiala. Big challenge for Julian Nagelsmann is to get Musiala into the side on a regular basis. Who's going to drop out if he's going to come in?
Exactly. So normally Coman on the left side now is suspended. That's why he is in. But he can play also Goretzka's position next to Kimmich. Did really well for the German national team on that position. Of course, has more. He can play a few positions, and difficult for a youngster, but good to have him. And I think he put all the players a little bit under pressure. They have to perform, so not the best back pass.
It was vigorous by David Lebaku. Too hot for Koen Casteels to handle. 144th corner of the season from Joshua Kimmich coming up here, and he takes it short. Musiala and off Baku. Gerhard tried to clear his lines, couldn't quite locate the ball. Here's Lewandowski for Bayern, and that was an intelligent pass. Brooks tried to get it away. Goretzka, half-hearted shot for handball, and it fell for Serge Gnabry, and it will go Bayern's way. This was Kimmich, and then
was on Arnold's hand, that shot, but not enough for a penalty.
So a throw here taken by Josip Stanisic. Very hard-working, diligent young player. A couple of years ago, he wasn't necessarily earmarked as a top talent on the Bayern campus. It's a real tribute to the effort he's put in. He's been on the radar. We've seen him at various times this season. First start since mid-March. Kimmich and Gnabry again. He's seeing quite a bit of the ball. It's a good idea. Lacroix smuggled that one away. Stanisic. Gnabry for FC Bayern. Behind him, Dayo Upamecano, who, like Nianzou, wasn't terrific in that Stuttgart game. He made a lot of unforced errors, but he's kept his place. Link-up play here from Bayern. Kimmich with the pass. Musiala, Davies offering support on the left for the Rekordmeister. Musiala. And held relatively comfortably by Casteels.
Very good football, passing football, quick, not a lot of touches. In the end, great first touch from Musiala against Schlager. Gives him the option to shoot.
Early stages here in Niedersachsen. Wolfsburg and Bayern. Final day of the season. Nothing at stake in terms of anything tangible, but some records to be broken for Bayern potentially. If they score even once, it'll be a new record for goals away from home in a single campaign. They would need 6 to match their own record for total goals in a single season. That might be asking a lot, although they have in recent times bagged 6 here in Wolfsburg on a couple of occasions. Thomas Müller. Oh, and good-looking ball, and Goretzka at the tail end of that move, trying to flick it home for Bayern. It will be a corner.
Again, chip ball from Müller. Perfect timing from Goretzka. I think it wasn't offside. What an opportunity.
So another Kimmich corner for Bayern. And Goretzka managed to get something on it. Catch made by Casteels. Well, Thomas Müller almost had his 18th assist of the season. I think it's 99.99999% certain he's going to be the assist king again. Only Christopher Nkunku can really stop him. This was the pass.
Perfect time in between Baku and Brooks. Perfect run from Goretzka.
Interestingly, in the Rückrunde, second half of the season, he hasn't had nearly as many assists, only 4 as opposed to 13 in the Hinrunde, the first part of the season. Manuel Neuer, 310th Bundesliga game for Bayern. Means he's now joint 13th on the all-time list and level with a certain Karl-Heinz Rummenigge.
Yeah, Bayern in the build-up, back three. You can see Hernandez, Upamecano, now Stanisic. That's the back three. Davis is really high up the pitch. So one player more in attacking. That's why back three.
Goretzka. And there is Davies in that high position. Trying to feed it in. And it comes Lewandowski and forcing the save from Castells. Nearly.
Good first touch.
Well, he's been a busy goalkeeper in the first 10 minutes. Juan Castells. Nordkurve bouncing up and down as Kimmich takes this one, and Upamecano scored in the earlier fixture, the Bayern-Wolfsburg fixture at the Allianz Arena. Maximilian Arnold loves to get the ball onto his left foot and play those raking passes. He's really the Iron Man for Wolfsburg. In fact, the Iron Man in the Bundesliga. Nobody has covered more ground in the top flight of German football this season than Maximilian Arnold. Now Müller, that little pocket of space. Not the best of passes this time, and Van der Ven there to mop up for Die Wölfe. Yannick Gerhardt scored the only goal in the victory away to Köln, facing his old club.
Yeah, and so far Wolfsburg struggled to build up from the back. Straight under pressure, Bayern Munich are the better side.
Really controlling the tempo and the possession. No real connection between midfield and attack for Wolfsburg. Maybe they can change things here. It was Riedle Baku with the pass, but Stanisic has it again for the Rekordmeister.
And it was the same last weekend against Köln. Wolfsburg wasn't in the game. Köln created chance after chance, but then they scored the first goal. And then they beat Köln away from home.
Gnabry right across the face of goal. And Musiala reaching out for it. Couldn't get that important touch on it for Bayern. Alphonso Davies. It will go Wolfsburg's way.
Difficult for Musiala to win the ball, and of course Florian Kohfeldt is not happy because everything takes a little bit too long, everything is too slow. You can see that now. Let's see that we play from the back, or normally he likes to play a long ball now. And I think for the moment it's the right decision because they struggle to play the ball from the back.
It's been a bit of a horror show of a season for Wolfsburg. I think we have to say that because expectations were high. Champions League team, especially the way they began this campaign under Mark van Bommel. Now maybe they'll get a bit of a look in here. Lucas Mecha, who struggled to get involved so far. Gerhardt was the player with the armour, wanted it played over towards him. Baku this time, and Hernandez put to work. And the first Wolfsburg corner with 13 minutes played, Stefan.
Exactly. So first time Wolfsburg are a little bit more possession in Bayern's half, and then they create an opportunity to cross the ball. This time Baku 1 against 1. And set pieces are always an opportunity. And Bayern defending in the zone, you can see that.
Maximilian Arnold with it, and Brooks was up, and it's off the post, and it might still be alive. Schlager. Well, a scare for Bayern. Now the flag is raised, but that was an excellent delivery. And the header was pretty decent as well, as John Brooks, who scored recently against Stuttgart, went rising into the heavens.
Yeah, and he's running. Oh, I think it was Lacroix maybe in the end.
It perhaps was. Yeah. Brooks went up for it, but it might have come off Lacroix.
Yeah, and half a chance for Schlager, but set pieces with Lacroix and Brooks in the box, always the danger.
Van de Ven, little misstep there, but no damage done. Back the way goes Brooks. Lost his place with the US national team recently, and some head scratching about that, given his experience, given that he's playing at a very high level week in, week out here in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, and he did really well last season. I'm still a bit surprised that he's not staying in Wolfsburg. Last season, when they finished 4th, Lacroix did really well, and Brooks, fantastic partnership. Both centre halves played a really good season.
He's been tight-lipped about his future. Nobody really knows where he's going. You have to think that he could be a handy man for many a top side, a top squad. Müller for Gnabry. There was some talk in the local papers about Brooks being a disruptive influence, but I think most people see him as more of a gentle giant, just a quiet type who doesn't like to talk to the media much. Now here's Gnabry pulling that one back, and covering up was Maximilian Arnold for Wolfsburg.
Yeah. And again, they're looking dangerous, Bayern Munich over the right side. Gnabry doesn't have to go back, can only look for balls behind the defense.
Very compact stadium this. Here in the Autostadt, Wolfsburg, in northern Germany, and another Joshua Kimmich corner. 300th competitive match for Bayern, and oh, it's gone in. Stanisic. The timing was excellent. Well, named in the side on this last match day, and he's made a statement. Josip Stanisic gives the Rekordmeister the lead in Wolfsburg.
Yeah, Derek, what a perfect header. And of course the corner outstanding. But look at the movement of the ball over the top. No, not possible for the goalkeeper, because the ball is going up and it's coming down into the corner. Doesn't have to be the strongest header. And the delivery from Kimmich again, very good. Away from goal, perfect timing from Stanisic.
Well, based on the opening 17 minutes and the traffic flow, not a massive surprise. Bayern had been taking the game to Wolfsburg. Josip Stanisic, having been given the vote of confidence by Julian Nagelsmann, has scored his first ever Bundesliga goal. Does have a goal to his name in the Dritte Liga. Never before in the Bundesliga. And Wolfsburg find themselves chasing the game. So, well, 5 more from Bayern, and they would match the total in terms of goals in a single season from 1971-72, the best ever. They've already now made it a new record in terms of away goals in a single season with that Stanisic goal. And here he is again. He might have been tempted to shoot. Musiala for Gnabry. And it fizzles out. Lewandowski, I think, wanted to give Serge Gnabry a bit of an icy stare. Florian Kohfeldt's side trailing here. The goal courtesy of Stanisic for FC Bayern.
Yeah, and set pieces, you can train, you have to defend that better, no question. But it's great news for Nagelsmann. You give Stanisic a chance to play, and he's scoring. So overall, perfect day already for Stanisic and for Nagelsmann.
on the Bayern campus. If you talk to the people who work there day in, day out, they say, to use the German word, that Stanisic is a Malocher. He's somebody who puts in a shift. He's not ever going to be the sort of player who'll just turn up and expect things to happen. He wants to give it his all, and he's fought hard to get this chance again in the starting 11, and he's not going to forget that moment in a hurry, Stefan.
Yeah, and it's good to have him in the squad. A team player like him, he can play on the right side, he can play on the left side, using both legs. So I think he's still an important part for Nagelsmann, and that's why he's playing today. Because if Pavard can't play, Kimmich normally can play on as a right back, so overall is an option. And that starts, of course, more possession for Bayern Munich, and shots already 8. Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad going at all, and 2-to-1 ratio as far as possession is concerned. Here is Stanisic, and now Upamecano, Dayo Upamecano in his first season with Bayern. They triggered the release clause to allow them to sign him from Leipzig. Release clause that stood at close to 43 million euro. Jonas Wind hasn't really been able to get into the game yet. Arnold, that's not going to help the cause beyond Lucas Mecha. Bayern in control. It's going to be a very big day in Munich tomorrow. It all starts at the Zebener Straße, the headquarters, at around 1 o'clock. And they'll make the journey through the city all the way to the Marienplatz. The traditional celebration, the Oberbürgermeister, the mayor of Munich, Dieter Reiter, will hand over the Meisterschale. And everybody will have a grand old time. Musiala just fouling Maxence Lacroix there. Musiala has actually been given a specific task tomorrow. He's going to be handing over the Meisterschale to the Bayern Museum. Following on from the celebrations, this is something that's evolved in recent years. There's a different nominee every year who has that job, and this time it falls to Musiala.
Yeah, and he deserved it. What a talent he is. His decision to play for Germany, I think, really important. He could play for England too, and he's one of the players for Germany's future and for Bayern Munich too. Great to see when he starts to dribble using both legs, 1 against 1, sometimes unstoppable.
Just a bit of concern here. Lucas Hernandez, and that's what happened. The boot of Lucas Mecha.
Yeah, dangerous play, is a foul. Hopefully he's fine. So apologizing straight away. Fair play. And so far, after 22 minutes, lots of respect to the German champion. You know, you traveled to Wolfsburg last game. Oh, can be a yellow card for me.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit on purpose to lift the leg.
Yeah, maybe a bit fortunate there, Lucas Mecha. We were talking about Musiala. Talking about Mecha, I saw the pair of them having a very nice chat on the pitch not long after the two sets of players had arrived. Of course, they know each other pretty well. Both grew up in England, both now Germany internationals.
Good news for Germany, of course.
Here's Goretzka. Kimmich. They have such an intuitive understanding, those two. Leon Goretzka, Joshua Kimmich. Born just a couple of days apart. Musiala for Lewandowski. Here's Musiala trying to spread play to Thomas Müller. This is fluent from Bayern. And Musiala, that is superb. That's a magnificent team goal. And Musiala, who was the driver of that move, ended up being the finisher. He made it look ridiculously simple. And things going swimmingly for Bayern on this, the final Saturday of the season. 2-0 they lead.
And that's why they are the best team in Germany. This time Musiala Müller on the right side. Look how many players are running into the box. So is there contact? And I think maybe Davis is too close to Castells, and maybe the goal will not stay.
Was he being an adverse influence there, Alphonso Davies?
I think so, yes. Unlucky for Musiala. And for Bayern Munich, fantastic football from the back.
Yeah. It's not going to stand. Unfortunate for Jamal Musiala.
But of course the right decision. Davis was really close and in touch to the goalkeeper, Castells, so he couldn't, and he was in offside position.
Well, they go into their passing routine again. David Baku, fronted by Alphonso Davies. He's just so relieved he's back playing game in, game out, Davies, after missing a spell because of myocarditis. Finally returned in April. And this incarnation of Bayern, just not the same without Alphonso Davies. He gives the team so much personality. Stanisic with the illegal challenge. Xaver Schlager not best pleased about it.
Yeah, there's a discussion. They think that it's a yellow card for Stanisic. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's contact there, but I think it's the right decision to give not a yellow card. So there is Davis. You can see the position offside and next to Castells in contact on top of his right foot anyway. Yeah. So he's involved. Definitely the right decision from the referee.
Yeah, didn't really give Castells any chance, any legitimate chance to react. Florian Kohfeldt joining in with the complaints. So there were many from the Wolfsburg players about the Stanisic challenge. Here's Lewandowski. Brooks had gone over there to meet him. John Brooks covering up. It's with Thomas Müller. Might still be alive here for Bayern, but away by John Anthony Brooks. Leon Goretzka. Gnabry with that pass for Müller. Stanisic. And Van de Ven standing up to him. Mickey Van de Ven, who has seen more as a central defender but can play left back. Interesting, this move to a back four by Florian Kohfeldt. They've been a back three team predominantly under him. And Schlager is managing to win it back, and here's Gerhardt. Good movement. Schlager. Davies had gone down. It's still alive here for Xaver Schlager. And how important was that from Stanisic? Got his head to it, knowing full well that Klose was lurking.
Yeah, important touch from Stanisic. Good cross from Schlager. And Klose is ready to score behind him.
Well, he's contributing at both ends. Josip Stanisic, first ever Bundesliga goal. Arnold, the man to take the corner, swinging it away. Lacroix, this time trying to move it on earlier. There was a threat from a corner. Brooks was up, so was Lacroix. Looked like it was Lacroix in the end who got that touch. And now this time it's Brooks with Jonas Wind. Almost got on the way of each other.
Yeah, half a chance. This time is Baku's direct cross. Yeah, 2 against 1. Not easy for Kimmich against Brooks and Wind.
First time, by the way, Stanisic has scored at any club level since April 2019. That was when he was playing for the A juniors. Bayern against Augsburg. Davies, you saw what he was trying. It's Brooks away for Wolfsburg. John Brooks to repeat in his final game for the club after 5 years, 146 Bundesliga matches. Heading for pastures new. Wants a new challenge. They were talking about a new contract, but they couldn't come to an agreement. I think, in all honesty, it would have required a substantial pay cut on the part of John Anthony Brooks. Stefan?
Yeah, and of course that's disappointing for Wolfsburg to lose a centre-half like him for nothing.
Yeah.
And that's the message for me. But the season was really difficult for everyone.
Well, there's an interesting ball from Davies with Gnabry in the centre, but Castells had the measure of the situation.
Yeah, and let's come back to Anthony Brooks. Everyone knows how good he can defend, especially the season before, together with Lacroix. Great partnership, strong 1-against-1, great header, set pieces, going forward, scoring goals. Today, the best chance came after the corner from Arnold, his header on the post.
Being held up by Yannick Gerhardt. Max Kruse. Well, you get the good, you sometimes get the bad from Kruse. You never quite know what it's going to be. Musiala, as Lewandowski tried to get into a stride for Bayern. Jamal Musiala. With Alphonso Davies. Goretzka. Well, breakdown in communication there as Goretzka looked for Gnabry.
Again, Stanisic's goal stronger in the air than Jonas Wind. That's the 1-against-1 you have to win. And Stanisic did.
Nice work by Josip Stanisic for his first ever Bundesliga goal. And he'll always be able to say that he was a milestone goal scorer for the team, because 48th away goal of the campaign for Bayern, and that is a new record. I know it's maybe not a hugely notable one, but still, you'll take it. Comes your way, and now here's Gnabry.
Oh, he could play Musiala in. Not a bad position to finish, but pass to Musiala. He's 1-against-1 with the goalkeeper. And Julian Nagelsmann is pushing his team. It's good to see him, because look now again, they press high, they try to win the ball all the time early. And Wolfsburg was still struggling to come out of that pressure.
Julian Nagelsmann, the 28th Meister trainer. 28th coach. So when the Meisterschale, he was saying last week, it's a bit heavier than he expected when he lifted it to the air. Yeah. Stefan, you can confirm.
Yeah, that was my first reaction too. It looks not so heavy, but I think it was it's 7 or 8 kilograms.
Yeah.
And of course a special moment for him and for everyone who can win the German league. The Bundesliga.
That's what it's all about. This time of year, winning the Meisterschale, being the best in the Bundesliga. Bayern are that. 10 in a row as Gnabry tries to make the connection with Kimmich, who will become an auxiliary centre-forward. Big debate this week about Kimmich's best position in some of the football magazines here in Germany, with many arguing that he's really a defensive midfield player, playing out of position, that in actual fact he's more of a number 8 than a number 6. I think we could probably debate that for 90 minutes, but it's an interesting one.
Yeah, exactly, but I don't agree with most of the pundits in Germany, because he's a real number 6, but he has the quality to go forward and can create chances. Looking now, he loves to have the ball into his feet, can play the ball to Goretzka and is dropping in a deeper position. I think he have to do that, because wait a moment.
Here's Mecha. He received the pass from Kruse, and Wolfsburg in full flow that time. Bayern tried to get bodies back quickly.
Yeah, and this time is Kimmich a little bit too late. Good pass from Kruse, and not a perfect finish from Mecha, not a perfect position. But that's, in transition, always an option against Bayern Munich when you win the ball.
Lewandowski is there for Bayern. Jonas Wind for Wolfsburg, the Dane who has been an enrichment since joining, and he's been at pains to say he's been made to feel very welcome. This is his first station in German football, working under Florian Kohfeldt. Robert Hartmann is trying to point out to the players what he has decided.
I think it's a little bit too aggressive from Hernandez. It's definitely contact with Baku and the foul. Lots of reaction on Wolfsburg's bench. Yeah, a little bit more emotion in the game now.
Just what you like, Stefan.
Exactly.
Always emotion.
And I'm sure all the supporters at home too. Because we love the game. And of course you need intensity. If you like to be successful, you need intensity in the game. And then there are moments that maybe you're too late, there's a foul, or you have to win 1 against 1.
It would be remiss of me if I didn't from time to time give you an update with regard to the other scores, because they are always important on match day 34. I'll tell you that as things stand, Leipzig will finish 4th. We'll come back to that in a second as it's cleared away by Van de Ven for Wolfsburg. But Leipzig are drawing in Bielefeld 0-0. But Freiburg have to be mindful of what is happening there. They're drawing likewise 0-0 in Leverkusen. The wrong end of the table, Stuttgart are leading against Köln 1-0. But Hertha are leading in Dortmund 1-0. So that would mean, as things stand jetzt, to use the German equivalent, Hertha would be 15th and Stuttgart would go into the relegation playoff. If Stuttgart win and Hertha lose, then it's the other way around.
Exactly, and what a result so far in Dortmund. That surprised me, my former club against Hertha. So then you can see a little bit of difference. Look at Bayern Munich today, away to Wolfsburg, working hard, pressing high, creating chance after chance, and they do everything to win the game. So that's why they're the best. And Borussia Dortmund, too many up and downs this season. But still, of course, possible to change the result.
And I'll give you one more, because this is important. Union are leading Bochum 2-0. So on the Blitztabelle, the live table at the moment, Union are actually ahead of Freiburg. Union in 5th. Here's Gnabry. Trying to wait the pass perfectly for Lewandowski. It comes off Maxence Lacroix. Behind for a Bayern corner.
Oh, that's a special move from Upamecano on top of Mecha. But a good game to watch so far. That's why I'm really happy to be positive.
What's the referee going to do here? There's the answer, Stefan. Yellow card for Florian Kohfeldt.
I told you a few seconds. His reaction when Hernandez kicked Baku was a little bit over the top. And of course, Florian Kohfeldt is a coach, likes to talk, likes to be involved, and is emotional.
Kimmich with the latest corner. Brooks dealing with it. Mentioned he scored recently and they draw with Stuttgart. Just so that goal might actually hold up as the winner. Stuttgart levelled late on through Chris Führig. Mentioned that Köln are losing, but they would still make it into Europe. So we have a situation whereby it's Leipzig and Freiburg at the DFB Cup final. Of course, there's a chance that we might have 8 Bundesliga sides in Europe next season if Eintracht Frankfurt beat Rangers in the Europa League final on Wednesday. Then that will happen.
Yeah, and of course they have a really good chance to beat Rangers. I watched them many games, and they're completely different to the Bundesliga games. So they perform, they're really effective in front of the goal in the Europa League, Frankfurt, but not in the Bundesliga. And of course, it's really interesting today to watch what's going on everywhere.
Certainly is. Drama of the final match day. Goretzka and Davies. Lewandowski couldn't get there. Lacroix was making sure of that. Joshua Kimmich, and back the way to Lucas Hernandez for Bayern with 6 minutes to go to half-time. It's been such a long time since Wolfsburg defeated Bayern in a Bundesliga game. 7.5 years. Ultimate Angstgegner bogey team situation as we look at the statistics, and well, the challenges one statistic is encouraging for Wolfsburg. Here's Davies. It's away by Arnold. Goretzka trying to bring the ball under control. In by Thomas Müller, and there's the glancing header, and there's the goal from Robert Lewandowski. And with that, we can say it's Lewandowski's second most successful season in the Bundesliga as a finisher. It takes his total to 35. And a smile on his face. Delight for the Bayern fans. 2 to the good. The Rekordmeister here at the Volkswagen Arena.
And again is Müller. Look at his left foot, his vision, perfect movement. And again, 1 against 1, Lacroix have to be a bit stronger. It's a little bit too easy for me to finish that ball for Lewandowski. He's in front of Lacroix, and Brooks can't help him. Perfect cross from Müller.
So another Müller assist. You can make that 18 now. He's going to be the assists king for the 4th time in 5 years. And Lewandowski with 35 goals. And what's more, it's now 25 against Wolfsburg, his favourite opponents. There's only been one player in Bundesliga history with more goals against any one side. And that was Gerd Müller, 27 against Hamburg. It's opening up again here for Bayern. Müller doing the passing. Davies is there. They're threatening once more. Lewandowski was threatening once more. Couldn't quite find the angle, but almost did.
Again, great football. In transition, Bayern Munich also really dangerous. And passing football. I'm not 100% sure that he was offside or not. But again, Lewandowski coming close to score.
Nearly shaving the post. Just searching for answers. Florian Kohfeldt. They're often overtaxed, Wolfsburg, when it comes to facing FC Bayern München. And yellow card comes out this time. Mecha was trying to plead his case. Upamecano, who's on the ground.
Let's have a look. Oh yes, on top of Upamecano's left foot. That's really painful. And definitely a yellow card. Hopefully Upamecano's fine.
So into the book goes Lucas Mecha. Upamecano requiring a little bit of treatment, so we take it into account at the end of the half. But this was delightful. Thomas Müller, Robert Lewandowski, 2-0 to Bayern.
We talk about the quality. So many defenders are there, but nobody can stop Lewandowski's run and timing. And Lacroix and Brooks are top centre halves. If you have to win headers.
Players gathering around Upamecano. Mir Khan. He was talking this week about the challenges in his new job, reflecting on the fact that life is not simple when you are the CEO and chairman of the supervisory board. A club like Bayern, what might seem trivial to many people, what might be trivial at a smaller club, mushrooms into something very significant with Bayern. There's always a news story around the club.
Exactly, and of course it's always difficult to follow someone like Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, one of the biggest bosses in world football.
Here's Arnold, managed to win it, and Schlager kept it on the ground. Max Kruse, useful ball that was, and how about that for a finish from Jonas Wind? Cracking goal for Wolfsburg, created by Kruse, dispatched by Wind. His 5th goal wearing the colours of Wolfsburg. No clean sheet for Neuer. Wolfsburg are back in business.
Yeah. Again, great football this time from Wolfsburg, and good ball from Kruse, not in front of the goal, more to the second post, and what a finish. Davis is a moment too late. Good for the game now. Wolfsburg is back.
That's more like it, he'll be thinking to himself. Florian Kohfeldt. Jonas Wind, the Danish striker, sharing a lighter moment with Robert Lewandowski. I'm sure appreciated the finish. Such a craftsman himself, Robert Lewandowski. He knows a good goal when he sees it.
Yeah, I think it's a fair result now. 3 chances for Wolfsburg. Don't forget, Brooks' header on the post could be the 1-0 after 14 minutes, and now they scored a goal. Bayern Munich created 6 chances, always dangerous. And of course, with and without the ball, the better side. But now, maybe we have a different second half.
Maybe that'll be the case, we shall see. Here's Gnabry, right at the end of this first half, and Jamal Musiala almost got there, just the 1 minute to be added on to the 45. Alphonso Davies, Gnabry wasn't quite sure what to do with that.
It was an option to have a volley direct.
Well, it has been an up-tempo first half. We promised you goals. We have seen 3 of them. Josip Stanisic with the first, his first goal in the Bundesliga. Robert Lewandowski, 35th of the campaign, set up by Thomas Müller, but Jonas Wind has given Wolfsburg wind, I think it's fair to say. And they are back in this contest.
Guys, lipstick is for mommy, not the wall.
Children, they are cute no matter what they do. But there's nothing cute about fever. Calpol starts to work on fever in just 15 minutes. Trust Calpol to work on fevers fast to bring back their cute smiles.
Use Sensodyne Repair and Protect with Deep Repair. The science is pretty amazing. It really goes deep and repairs tooth sensitivity. The science is there. It's going to improve their quality of life in a big way. So this is the first thing I recommend.
Germs. We bring them into our homes through objects we don't think about. But now I'm not worried.
Because I've got new Dettol disinfectant spray.
With a simple pss, it kills 99.9% of germs and is effective on all kinds of surfaces. So protecting my family from germs is a simple Dettol pss. New Dettol disinfectant spray. Pss. Germ-free, easy.
Life's a struggle when you can't breathe well. Fortunately, Otrivin unblocks in 2 minutes and helps you breathe better for up to 10 hours so you can have a better day and a better night. Breathe your best with Otrivin. Also available in Otrivin Seawater with aloe vera.
And don't forget my cough syrup.
Is it a wet or dry cough?
Hello?
Don't take a chance. Take new Actaplus. Unlike other cough syrups, its new proven formula relieves both wet and dry cough. New Vicks Actaplus Wet and Dry Cough Syrup.
They say that's the mental goal. That's the goal to switch you back on when you score just before halftime.
Absolutely worth a lot more. But I normally find these goals really destabilizing for the coaches because their speeches during the break have got to change. Normally you'd go in thinking differently, and then all of a sudden you get the goal and then you get the motivation. But they're really big goals and they count at that crucial time. And when they talk of goals that are very expensive, they talk of these kind of goals.
Expensive goals against the champions. We saw 2 goals. We thought Bayern were going to be cruising here, but Wolfsburg have some firepower in them.
Well, the last 10 minutes you saw that Wolfsburg was coming back, they're putting pressure. But, you know, the 40 minutes, Bayern it was like a training game for them. You know, you had the defense overlapping, you had balls playing in the middle so easily. You know, as I said, a training game. So this is no coincidence for me why they're 2-1 up.
That's from Darren Buckley and GB talking about the halftime, what they saw, 40 minutes of Bayern dominance, but Wolfsburg got a goal, which was very important. GB, you also saw a Bayern that was playing zigzag at one stage, through the middle to the other side and back to the other side and through the box.
Absolutely formality for Bayern. This is why I'm saying the games have got to go to the wire and be decided on the last day, not 2 weeks ago.
Now let's cross over to Tabiso, who's with the chairman of the board, Bongosi Makatini. Tabs, over to you.
Thank you. Yes, Sizwe, you're right. I'm with the chairperson of the SABC board, Mr. Bongmusa Makatini, who's been enjoying the football here, wearing red. I thought he was a Bayern Munich supporter, but he said he is neutral. But have you enjoyed the game so far, Chair?
Yes, I have.
And, I mean, how big an acquisition is it to have Bundesliga on SABC Sport?
It's a very important acquisition for us because it's important for us to make sure that we cover as many interests when it comes to sport, because sport is one of our key mandates, and we are very excited for this opportunity and this partnership.
And I'm sure you're very excited that the Sport Channel is also rolling now and it's underway.
Yeah. We've always wanted to have a dedicated sport channel so that we can be able to give South Africans, everyone, our foreigners and everyone who's part of SABC to enjoy their game of interest.
And I guess that's the power of the SABC, because you are inspiring young ones around the country here, maybe that don't have access to these kind of games. The fact that they can see the big stars on SABC Sport, it will go a long way in inspiring the youth.
It's important. I mean, it's about creating role models and making sure that you bring those global role models in front of them, and for them to learn and grow and be excited about the prospects of their own careers.
And how big a part is SABC Sport? How important a wing of the SABC is the Sport Channel?
The Sport Channel is the very important part of the SABC content. It's very, in my view, it's very close to the importance of news, because when you look at the content that attracts a lot of interest from a sponsorship, advertising revenue, sports plays a very important role. And this is why it's exciting for us to have a dedicated Sport Channel so that we can be able to harvest those opportunities and be able to really generate the revenues that we need to generate as the SABC to continue funding part of the other mandates of the SABC.
Which is why it's important that we're moving from analog to digital now.
Certainly, yes. The digital platform will give us more avenues, more channel, and it will make us really harvest those opportunities that come with being in a multi-channel, multi-platform environment.
And how great have our hosts been here, the ambassador, inviting us to his residence?
No. This is exciting. I had a brief chat with him that he's got the brands, we've got the platforms. It's a perfect partnership between us and him, and we are very excited about it.
Okay, wonderful. Sizwe, back to you then. That's the chairperson of the SABC board, Mr. Bongmusa Makatini.
Thank you, Tabiso. Thank you, Chairman. I've got D-Bucks and Gloria still here talking the match. Wolfsburg up against Bayern München. 2-1. We discussed a little bit what you saw. You saw Bayern that looked like they were in control. Wolfsburg that was able to score to get themselves in this game. But do they have enough legs now to continue? Let's have a look at the highlights and then we continue to discuss that, because I'm sure that the viewers, especially those that are walking in maybe from work or maybe coming in late from home, whatever they've missed from the first half, let's have a look.
Corner, 300th competitive match for Bayern, and it's gone in. Stanisic, the timing was excellent. Well, named in the side on this last match day.
And of course the corner outstanding. But look at the movement of the ball over the top. No not possible for the goalkeeper because the ball is going up and it's coming down into the corner. Doesn't have to be the strongest header. And the delivery from Kimmich again. Very good. Away from goal.
Here's Davies. It's away by Arnold. Goretzka trying to bring the ball under control. In by Thomas Müller. And there's the glancing header. And there's the goal from Robert Lewandowski.
And again is Müller. Look at his left foot, his vision. Perfect movement. And again, 1 against 1, Lacroix have to be a bit stronger. It's a little bit too easy for me to finish that ball for Lewandowski. He's in front of
Max Kruse. Useful ball that was. And how about that for a finish from Jonas Wind? Cracking goal for Wolfsburg. Created by Kruse. Dispatched by Wind. His 5th goal wearing the colours of Wolfsburg.
Front of the goal. More to the second post, and what a finish. Davis is a moment too late. Good for the game now. Wolfsburg is back.
And his team's on the move here with Belfodil. Goes down. Oh, penalty! Now the referee is going to go and have another look here. First thing is it offside? That's the first thing they've got to judge. Second thing is, was there enough contact here for a penalty? This could be an enormous goal for Hertha Berlin, and it is! Ishak Belfodil sends the Hertha fans wild. And is that the goal that keeps them in the Bundesliga for next season?
The other team on the other side is playing for everything. Dortmund experienced that in the game against Bochum, and it seems to, walk the same way, the same path in this game now. So it's going to be a tough walk back into this game for Borussia Dortmund.
It's not always about where you're going, but who you're with. A few kind words can really make someone's day. A little rain doesn't have to cloud your whole day. Giving feels better than taking every time. Because the good things in life never grow old.
All right, cheers. How's it out? Timsy?
You having guests? And the toilet looks like this.
Clean, eh? It's bleach.
Help you wait and shine. It's 50% thicker, so it clings longer, killing 99.9% of germs and removing tough stains. 50% thicker, help you wait and shine for a germ-free.
Completely.
How was your day? Busy? Okay, if he really has to know, let's start with hot, nasty, fast, furious. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. But it's all cool. When cooling down is easy, this easy. Nice. You even took it with a smile.
What about yours?
Guys, lipstick is for mommy, not the wall.
Children, they are cute no matter what they do. But there's nothing cute about fever. Calpol starts to work on fever in just 15 minutes. Trust Calpol to work on fevers fast to bring back their cute smiles.
Feed your mega hunger with the Mega Ripster Burger Meal for only $69.90. Steers.
And welcome back. I've still got D-Bucks and GB here at the residency of the German ambassador in Cap City, Pretoria. That's also the city of Tshwane. We're talking Wolfsburg and Bayern München. 2-1 is the score at the moment. There's something more interesting happening at the Signal Iduna Park. And a certain somebody is not too happy about the scoreline. Hertha Berlin up against Dortmund.
I think that one's definitely one that we got to look at with very, very close eyes. Is it going to remain as is until the 90 minutes? But look, I think for Hertha Berlin, they needed a point, but really going all out, and you can see that they want it. They want to cement that position. They want to make sure that they don't go into that playoff position that they have to. As we know that position 16 and 17 is one that concerns the league. You go into a relegation playoff, and Hertha Berlin is sitting in 15th at present.
Cruise control, is it for Hertha Berlin? Lots to think about for Dortmund at the moment. What do they do? Is it a case of Haaland is leaving, they want to press reset, their minds are ready in next season, or is it Hertha Berlin wanting it more?
Well, I can assure you that Dortmund being caught off guard, because Hertha is a team that's also fighting relegation. Yeah. And as Gloria said, for them, to be 1-0 up, it saves them, so they don't get relegated. On the one hand, I'm also happy for Hertha because one of my friends, Stefan, also here at the German embassy, he's a Hertha fan. And I can see the glory, and the shine in his face that his team's actually going to stay in the Bundesliga. So today, if Dortmund is losing, I'm not that hot. So.
The final chapter, everything is getting decided here today. Of course, there's not much for Wolfsburg. Do Bayern make a change now? Lewandowski's got his goal, over a goal a game already. There's nothing else to prove. Do you sub him and give somebody else a chance, or do you let him play out the whole 90? Do you let the other key players also play out the whole 90?
I think for Lewandowski, one can bid him farewell. He's done his job. Yeah. When you talk of 34 games with 35 goals scored, that is a remarkable record. Yeah. And as they say, a football god has got to be rested. And it's an opportunity to look at what does Bayern have up their sleeves for next season. If they are young players, it's an opportunity to give them the run. The result is immaterial anyway. But Lewandowski, what a way to... and a beautiful goal at that. We can rest him.
But Nika fans umpago, right? Give them something to put in the lunchbox. That's what Wolfsburg is playing for, just to give their fans a little bit of joy because it's been one hell of a season for them.
It doesn't matter if it's the last game of the season. Any team, they want to finish on a good note. And I can assure you, Wolfsburg are trying their heart out. It's very difficult against Bayern because the system that they're playing, it's the modern football of the tactic and the concept on how you have to defend against Bayern Munich, which is very complicated because Wolfsburg is playing a 4-4-2, and then you have Bayern, which plays a 4-2-3-1. It's a modern system, which even Jurgen Klopp uses in Liverpool, which works dramatically, You get a lot of success out of them. And to defend that, it's hard, but hopefully they come out second off and try to get the equalizer, but it's not going to be that easy.
GB also, you look at Manuel Neuer, he's played almost every single match. Maybe this was an opportunity as well to rest some players like Manuel Neuer, give others a chance, because from next season, every game is going to be important again.
Absolutely. I think for coaches now, especially when you 2 goals to the bag, you'd want to allow the rotation. Yeah. You'd want to ensure that players like Neuer are celebrated, they rest well, they've given their all. But then you know how players are. We've seen them get aggravated when they get substituted. They're not happy about that. Yeah. But I think he's done fantastically well. No clean sheet today. Yeah, but, no clean sheet. And I think for Wolfsburg it's quite promising.
Do fans get aggravated as well? We've heard from the player side. Obviously, it's not always understandable when they get taken off. But how will fans receive something like that, a sub like that?
Well, I don't think the fans are very upset about that because Bayern Munich is champions already. It's just about the players that are starting, the regular players in Bayern, for them after the game, to still be in their tops, to spray all that beer around and lift up that shield.
And you saw a young fan there holding up a poster saying, "I'm the youngest, biggest fan of yours, Thomas Müller." He's got a young fan there from supporting Bayern München. They're all out at the Volkswagen Arena. Now let's cross over for the second half to Derek Ray and Stefan Freund to take us through the second half.
Any half-time changes from either team. As the players in a somewhat leisurely fashion make their way back out onto the pitch. Julian Nagelsmann, the Meistertrainer, has done it in his first season in charge of Bayern. It's been a difficult season at times. He's had to, at various points, be chief spokesman, diplomat, politician, covering not just football topics as well. See some of the fans have departed during the interval for a bit of refreshment. They'll be making their way back shortly. And the players just about in position now. And it will be Bayern to get the second half underway. They are playing towards the Gästebereich, the visiting area. So Bayern with a 2-1 advantage. It was 2-0. Goals from Stanisic and Lewandowski, but Jonas Wind has changed the equation. Let's see what the second half has in store for us on this, the last day of the campaign in the Bundesliga. Only the two Relegationsspiele, the playoff matches to come. And we will keep you up to date from time to time with regard to what's happening in the matches involving the teams in danger of being in the two-legged playoff. That doesn't worry Bayern, it doesn't worry Wolfsburg. And an early touch here for Lucas Hernandez. Stefan, what are you looking for in this half from the two teams?
I think, of course, Bayern Munich will do the same. You can see it already. Great in possession, make the field big. Davis on the ball on the left side, Gnabry on the right side. Build up with a back three. So lots of players are going forward. And Wolfsburg, of course, they have to be compact. They have to defend first. But moments to maybe press a little bit higher have to come if they like to turn the game completely.
Here's Kimmich. This affords it a bit of space. Lacroix away. Hasn't been a smoother season this time round for Maxence Lacroix. Terrific in his maiden Bundesliga season. Schlager just about went in for it, but Hernandez got there and Lewandowski gives it back to Davies. That was the idea, at least. Riedle Baku tidying up the former Mainz man. In fact, for a long time after joining Wolfsburg, he was still on the Mainz text group. I think he had to politely tell them, you should take me off this text group. We don't want any secrets changing hands.
Very great news from yourself. Great.
Here's Lewandowski. It's Schlager. Prods that one away. Going to be interesting to see what happens with Xaver Schlager. Not quite sure if he's open to signing a new contract. His current deal is up in 2023. And it's a bit like the situation with John Brooks. Do you let a contract run out, or do you take a chance with that, or do you actually say, no, we've got to...
As a club, you have to try to sign him earlier. Then if you give him another year on top, only to create a little bit more time to sign him, maybe even longer. So he was injured for a long time. Now he's back. Good to see him back. And of course, he's a key player in the central midfield.
Kruse at times does make the game look effortless. How can you not enjoy Max Kruse? Here he is again. Received it from John Brooks. Wasn't a bad idea on Kruse's part. But he does things in his own way, at his own pace, always.
Yeah, now that's the moment you try to press, but Bayern Munich too good in possession.
They can take the air out of any game with their possession-based approach. They are number one in the Bundesliga when it comes to possession, 61%. So not lost on Florian Kohfeldt the scale of the task. History, of course, speaks for Bayern in this fixture. I wonder if we're going to see Leroy Sané at some stage. He has been ill, but opportunity to give him a few minutes before this match is over. Here's Vint. And Davies, fine piece of defending by the Canadian, who's thoroughly looking forward to representing his country at the World Cup. Oh, that was Lacroix who went down, and you heard that cry of anguish. He's clutching the lower part of the leg.
He's playing the ball, and Lewandowski is a moment too late. I'm sure there was contact. Yeah.
Good to see that Maxence Lacroix is back on his feet. Sell out for this last game of the season here in Wolfsburg. is a city known for its industry, as for the car manufacturing industry above all, but I think people are often surprised when they come here, all the greenery around the stadium and the bodies of water, the Allersee and the Mittellandkanal. And it's a stadium that's perfect for Wolfsburg. 25 years in the Bundesliga, uninterrupted. Schlager forward that time. Baku helping the ball on its way. We're having a big celebration to mark 25 Bundesliga years coming up soon. And Baku, that was stylish. Arnold. And behind him, Lacroix. Kruse. And splendid ball it was in there from Max Kruse. Difficult one for Lucas Hernandez to judge. Lewandowski with Brooks for company. He was able to stand up to Robert Lewandowski, John Anthony Brooks.
Yeah, and Lewandowski's not happy. He thinks there was a foul. But I agree. Let the game run.
Yeah. Very nice ceremony earlier. In case you missed it, as Wolfsburg formally said goodbye and thanks to Jay Brooks, as he's known. As he's referred to by everyone here. Musiala is that distinctive running style. Alphonso Davies taking on Riedle Baku. Schlager succeeded in flicking it away.
Yeah, 2 against 1 against Davies. I think that's the right decision in the end. Schlager could clear the situation. But they're under pressure now again.
And it's with Musiala. And over the head of Müller. It's interesting that Musiala probably best suited to playing in the Müller position, but with Müller having extended his contract, Stefan, till 2024, what does it mean for Musiala and his development?
Yeah, I think for me, overall, fantastic season so far for him. And I think it's not a big problem to be on the bench when you're a youngster and you're a Bayern Munich player. So there are always a competition for every position. And I think he can play so many positions, and he played that 8 role from Goretzka when he was injured a few months ago. So I think he will play a lot of games next season again. And if he keeps going like this, then maybe next, but latest in 2 years, he will start. And he can do it on different positions. On the wing or on the central midfield, 8 positions.
Yes, and today filling in for Kingsley Coman on the left. Coman suspended. Actually, that suspension will carry over into next season as well. 3-game ban in all for Kingsley Coman.
Yeah, and what a backup. If Müller is injured, you have Musiala.
And he's certainly a player with a bright future, Jamal Musiala, for Bayern as well as for Germany. Headed by Windtor's Kruse. Well, this is promising again for Wolfsburg, but Max Kruse overhitting it. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, and he can do that better. 2 players, I think, on the left side. I think it was Gerhardt and Wind completely on their own on the second post to win the header.
Little note on Alphonso Davies, the most pressed player so far. It's a statistic that we bring up quite a lot. Means that he's been getting forward, getting into one-on-one situations, but 116% better than the average within the Bayern team. So you made the comment earlier, Stefan, really high up, which is his want to be high up.
Exactly, and he's a key player for Bayern Munich because he's going forward all the time, many times 1 against 1 with Baku, so Baku can't go forward. And that's why he's the most pressed player.
All these new match facts that we've introduced this season, and I certainly hope they enhance your enjoyment of the game, bring a different perspective.
But it's good to see Wolfsburg tried to press it a little bit higher. We spoke about that. to win the ball, and maybe in Bayern Munich's half, that gives you the option to create in transition quickly a goal-scoring opportunity.
Brooks had to reach out for it. He wasn't well served by Van de Ven. And Van de Ven again, but he redeemed himself there, the youngster. It made life difficult for John Anthony Brooks. That was an important intervention by Mickey van de Ven. Müller with Schlager. Upamecano. Now with Lucas Hernandez following in the footsteps of his dad, Jean-Francois, who was also a central defender. Now Vint, as they played in that little triangle. Mecha tried to stretch his legs, but now the speed of Davies really comes in handy in such situations. Speed and anticipation.
Yeah, tactically you can see it's still sometimes a 4-2-3-1. Kruse on in that holding striker position behind Mecha sometimes.
He fluffed his lines there, Yannick Gerhardt. Just when it looked as though it might be fruitful once more for Wolfsburg. Arnold did well against Thomas Müller. Kruse had drifted out to the left. Gerhardt. Can they clear it away here, Bayern? Lewandowski, and that's the way to do it. Kimmich behind him for Die Münchner Bayern. Musiala beaten to it by Baku. Home fans enjoyed that. Schlager. Riedle Baku. Bayern trying to end this disappointing run in the last couple of matches. No victories in the last two in the Bundesliga. Had a run of 3. And a chance here and a goal. Scored by Max Kruse for Wolfsburg. Well, they fell asleep defensively from 2-0 to 2-2. And Kruse makes another statement. An assist earlier, and now his goal to beat Manuel Neuer. And is it going to be 3 matches in a row without a win for Bayern? Something that hasn't happened with Julian Nagelsmann in charge.
Yeah, and the great cross from Van der Ven. And Kruse is moving perfectly into that striker position, and the pace of the cross makes a difference. And it's 2 against 2. Look, I think there's defensively Bayern Munich looks a little bit weak. So it's 2 against 2 in front of the goal. Normally you have always a 3 against 2 moment.
Well, thank you very much, said Max Kruse. And once again for Bayern, I'm going to use a German word here, Stefan. Die Abstimmung wasn't there at the back, was it?
Exactly.
Sense of agreement almost within the defence. Just a little bit capricious.
Yeah, and if you come behind the back 4, this time on the right side behind Stanisic, and a good cross is delivered, then you have the opportunity to score goals, and there was perfect movement from Wolfsburg overall.
Van de Ven with the cross, so he'll get the assist, and Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting is going to come on for Bayern. 14 minutes played in the second half. Here's the change now. Thomas Müller will make his way off. 18 assists. The assists king again. 4 times in 5 years. Here is also a Kimmich with it, trying to drive it towards the near post. Lewandowski was waiting. Musiala. Josua Kimmich. Nice play here, and a fierce shot from Robert Lewandowski. But Castells was able to hang on to it. It was travelling.
Yeah, and again, very good football. Pass from Kimmich layoff. And Lewandowski normally scores from that position.
Now here come Wolfsburg again. Kruse. Oh, it needed to be a slightly better ball. The cavalry arriving. Metscher and Gerhardt, and Bayern looking a bit dishevelled at times.
Yeah, there's an open game now. You have to be honest. So 2 chances now, second half. The goal from Kruse and the chance for Lewandowski now. And Wolfsburg increasing the work rate a little bit. That's what we said before halftime. If they press a little bit higher, like now, don't drop automatically deeply against Bayern Munich. That maybe will help.
Choupo-Moting. Gnabry in that lung-bursting run bounces off Mickey van de Ven. In the corner it'll be here for Bayern. Game swaying between the boxes. Bayern getting on with it. Kimmich, that deep ball. He was looking for the head of Goretzka. It's held by Castells. Just to let you know about what's happening elsewhere. Hertha still leading in Dortmund. Köln have equalised now against Stuttgart, so it's looking ever more as though Stuttgart are going into the relegation playoff. Leipzig drawing 0-0 against Bielefeld. Freiburg are trailing now against Leverkusen. So Leipzig stand to be in the Champions League. It's Choupo-Moting trying to steer that one through. Lacroix. Kimmich. Now Gnabry. Shuffle of feet. Deflection there on the way through. Serge Gnabry had eyes for goal. It's so open, this game, Stefan.
Exactly, and it's great to watch. This time Gnabry 1 against 1's coming inside. Oh, and there's a deflection. Maybe the shot was on target without the deflection.
Kimmich with it, flat trajectory. Seemed to trouble Castells. Difficulty picking it up properly. Musiala. Gnabry. Metscher for company. Musiala, so much going through him. Kimmich beaten to it. And Kruse was the man who got to the ball ahead of him. Circling around, and then he loses it. Max Kruse, but Schlager. There's the pressing machine in action for Wolfsburg, but the pass has too much on it. Baku was his intended target on the right. A lot to like about this from a neutral point of view.
Exactly. So what an option for Wolfsburg to create a chance after the contact was on the post. The corner from Kimmich. Yeah, it's an open game, and looks like the next goal can be the winner.
Yeah, I think it was off the post. Looking at that again, Stefan, initially it appeared that Castells had taken care of it. Referee just had to check something. Well, Wolfsburg with a horrendous record against Bayern. 7.5 years since last they beat them in the Bundesliga. Various tales of misery, heavy defeats. Thrashing earlier this season, 4-0 at the Allianz Arena. They've come storming back from 2 down to level this at 2 goals apiece. Well, they switch of play out to Baku. So Davies, no wrongdoing there. Hernandez and Davies once more for Die Münchner Bayern. Choupo-Moting, Stanisic, who got things going this afternoon. Well-placed header for 1-0. Well, 62% in terms of the Bayern possession. 17 attempts all in all. Wolfsburg trying to threaten once more here. Baku didn't quite have the overdrive, and it's a commanding piece of defending by Lucas Hernandez for Bayern.
And it's an even game now. Wolfsburg are attacking, Bayern Munich are attacking. And Wolfsburg looks stronger second half.
They do. Goretzka was on the sidelines December until April because of a patellar tendon injury. Scored in his comeback game. They went away to Freiburg. There's Kimmich and Brooks. He got caught there, and Musiala and Gnabry across the face of goal, but Castells was there to grab hold of it for Wolfsburg.
Yeah, and good reaction from Bayern Munich too. Going forward, creating chances, lots of body, attacking. And now Sané will come.
Yeah, Leroy Sané getting his instructions from Dino Topmüller. Feet with the pass this time. Well, the way it's going at the moment, hard to believe it's going to finish 2-2.
Exactly, because it's an open game. I think for me, from the coaching point, is a little bit too stretched, the game.
Yeah, too many gaps have developed. Leroy Sané, who's in the top 10 in the league in the sprinter and initiator classes, two of our newer match facts. And he's going to come on for Serge Gnabry. Leroy Sané. Thanks for his efforts. Gnabry by Julian Nagelsmann.
Good game from Gnabry. I like to see him playing over the right side, coming inside with his left foot, and also stretch the game, and always available.
He's another one who Bayern would like to nail down contract-wise. 2023. His deal is up. Remains to be seen. What happens with him? What happens with Lewandowski? What happens with Neuer? The noise coming out of Munich in the last few days would indicate that Manuel Neuer might be fairly close.
But I think they can't lose Gnabry. And I think they have to sign this summer. If not, he can go for nothing next season, and the big clubs in Europe will jump in for sure.
Leroy Sané immediately trying to force a mistake from Koen Castells. So these big form swings, Sané. Remember, he was booed second week of the campaign, the game against Köln. And then he really got things together, but in more recent weeks, he's been on a bit of a downer form-wise.
Yeah, and of course illness, injuries. But he bounced back after that and played a lot of good games for Bayern Munich. And the supporters are behind him now.
Well, here he is, Sané. It was Upamecano with that long ball from the back. That comes off Riedle Baku for Wolfsburg. Sané, only his second Bayern season. A man from Essen in North Rhine-Westphalen. Kimmich, latest corner. It was Goretzka who initially touched that on. Goretzka who feeds it back in, only for the ball to be caught by Koen Castells. Changes afoot here for Florian Kohfeldt and Wolfsburg. There's always going to be a free kick. It just helped back up onto his feet by Hernandez. Final day of this Bundesliga season. Jérôme Roussillon, one of the men to be deployed off the bench. Van de Ven. Will be a Wolfsburg ball. He's been, of course, mourning the death of Mino Raiola. Mickey van de Ven is agent, advisor, confidant. Hard thing to have to go through. Now, Sané, good movement off the ball, and away he goes. Trying to cut a swathe through the Wolfsburg defence. Lewandowski to hold it up. Davies. Lewandowski, and the block by John Anthony Brooks.
Oh, monster block, 5 against 3. What an opportunity for Bayern Munich. Great defending from the American.
Yeah, it was very much a monster block by Jay Brooks.
There is the one, monster block.
It's either going to be a monster block or a bit of monster tackling when I'm working a game with Stefan, and I love it every time. Here's Stanisic, and now Goretzka. And scraped away by Lacroix. Goretzka has another go. And now for the changes, Astor Franks will be the other player to come on. The Belgian, signed last summer from Mechelen. And that will be it for Yannick Gerhardt. Goal scorer last week. He enjoyed going back to Köln. Scored the winner. Hails from Würselen near Aachen, not so very far from the Darmstadt. And Van de Ven makes his way off. Valuable experience and game time for him. And I think we're going to be seeing quite a bit of Van de Ven next season wearing Wolfsburg green. But to confirm, Franks is on, defensive midfield player, and Roussillon is on, left-sided player, Stefan.
Yeah, both play the same position. So Astor Franks is a holding midfielder, like a number 8, likes to go forward sometimes, but defending well, like Gerhardt. And Roussillon, of course, is a left back like Van de Ven, so position for position.
2 goals apiece. It was 2-0 to FC Bayern. Goals from Stanisic and Lewandowski. But a spirited comeback by Wolfsburg. Witt, the opening goal that was set up by Kruse. It was Max Kruse. Got into position to square the contest. Goretzka over by the touchline. Now Brooks. Upamecano wasn't quite right for Choupo-Moting.
Yeah, Kruse coming from an offside position.
That's what you were talking about, Stefan.
Yeah, it's really tight. Stanisic on the right, I think, was on the same level.
2 attempts on goal by Wolfsburg, and 2 goals from those attempts. They have been effective. Max Kruse, by the way, in his 17th game against Bayern, scoring only for the 2nd time. Previously netted in his Bremen days back in 2017 against the Rekordmeister. Goretzka. Sané. Now Davies. Upamecano. So Musiala, being shifted over. And Brooks behind for the corner. John Brooks. 16 minutes to go before he ends his Wolfsburg career. Corner taken by Kimmich. Goretzka was hoping to pounce. It comes off the referee. Robert Hartmann. Sometimes you just can't get out of the way.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a touch as a referee. Unlucky.
Was doing his best.
Yeah.
Man from Wangen im Allgäu, Robert Hartmann.
But the Bayern players are not happy because Kruse It's clearing the situation, but the ball wasn't clear for Wolfsburg. But fair play from Castells. That's why he's playing a long ball now, and Bayern Munich can start from the back.
Inside the final quarter of an hour. We will give you one or two updates between now and full time in terms of what's happening elsewhere. Here's something that's happening elsewhere. Bielefeld are actually leading against Leipzig. 1-0 in that match.
So that means if Freiburg will beat Leverkusen, they're in the Champions League. So it's interesting, but they're 1-0 down in Leverkusen.
That's exactly the situation. Yanni Zerra, the goal scorer. If you're wondering if that does give Bielefeld a chance of maybe making it into the relegation playoff, the answer is, to all intents and purposes, no. Have to be a huge swing in goals between their game and the Stuttgart-Köln match, which is currently at 1-1. Here's Sané. That was lovely play. Brooks got there in the nick of time ahead of Eric Maxime Choupo-Moting.
Again, good passing football, looked dangerous, but now Wolfsburg on the counter-attack.
Upamecano, and he's not going to get away with that. A yellow card for Dayo Upamecano. Well, Vint was his direct opponent.
So let's have a look. There is a moment too late. Contact is there. Maybe not a yellow card. Only a foul.
And the cry of VfL, VfL. Wolfsburg fans right behind their heroes. And they have shown tremendous gumption to come back after conceding the 2 goals to Bayern. 2-2 for Bayern last week. We watched them at the Allianz Arena against Stuttgart. 2-2 currently. Game ebbing away. Arnold for Die Wölfe.
Yeah, in tactic you can see Sané is coming more over the left side, Musiala over the right side. That's a part of the rotation now in football. Attacking players can switch the side.
Well, they're hoping to see better football next season, the Wolfsburg fans. Just a strange campaign to put into context. Hernandez stepping forward that time. We've seen that reaction just once or twice from Florian Kohfeldt today.
Yeah, but he got already a yellow card, so he's a little bit more grounded at the moment.
Having to be a bit sheepish. It's Dortmund 1, Hertha 1 in that game. That is important in terms of the relegation playoff participants. It's also Stuttgart 1, Köln 1, and Lewandowski touching this one back towards Musiala.
Good pressure from Bayern Munich now.
Upamecano. Now Stanisic with the pass. Sané trying to snap onto the ball. Back to Kimmich. Just over 10 minutes to go. Leroy Sané. Had it taken away from him by the very eager Max Kruse. Schlager was part of that 2-man tag team. Kimmich, Sané. Goretzka helping it on. Musiala, nobody in the vicinity. Belted away by Lacroix. And it remains 2-2, 2 apiece.
And good football again. Final pass for me. Not good enough. But in possession, Bayern Munich are always dangerous. Now it's coming the youngsters.
Yeah, this is what's happening. We're going to see Gabriel Vidovic. We're going to see Christian Früchtl, who I think was named as the reserve keeper today for a reason. Not Sven Ulreich. Davies and Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting. Not to be. Lewandowski was in the thick of things inside the box as well. And here we go now with the Bayern München substitutions. Omar Richards is the other player who'll come on his first season with the club. Former Reading man. Manuel Neuer makes way for Christian Früchtl. Well, they're going to have to find a solution as far as Früchtl is concerned. I'm talking about his career. What is the pathway with Bayern? Might there be a pathway somewhere else? He was at Nuremberg but couldn't displace Christian Matenia there. Gabriel Vidovic is somebody who has been knocking in the goals for the second team, Stefan, in the Regionalliga.
Yeah, only 18 years, youngster, playing for under 19s from Croatia. Attacking player, can play 10th position, striker.
There is Vidovic. Real threat between the lines. Has been training with the pros since the start of the Rückrunde. I think they've wanted to get him more involved. He made his debut against Arminia Bielefeld a few weeks ago in the 3-0 victory. Christian Früchtl making his Bundesliga debut, his first appearance for the first team.
Yeah, and Vidovic is playing next to Goretzka in the central midfield. Same position than Kimmich.
Sané was gliding through. Choupo-Moting! Close. But it wouldn't go in for Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting.
Again, well played. Final pass this time from Sané. Not the best angle. But they're coming closer now again.
And changes afoot for Wolfsburg. Maximilian Philipp will be one of the players to come on. Max Kruse on a pretty productive day for Kruse, an assist and a goal. Lukas Mecha has also gone off. And Bartosz Białek is on, the Polish striker. He's only managed to score 2 goals in 30 appearances, but always seems to be a late cameo for him. So Kruse off. Mecha off. 7 minutes left. Wolfsburg and Bayern locked together at 2-2.
Yeah, both I think will play the same position. Let's have a look. Now is Jonas Wind, Mecha's position, and Bialik next to him. So Philipp Kruse's position. Sometimes a 4-3-3, sometimes a 4-4-2, but they try to be compact.
Oh, it's fallen for Leon Goretzka. Choupo-Moting, and it was left by Lewandowski for Sané. It's gone behind for the corner.
Yeah, the monster block from Baku. Another one. I love to see defending like that. So follow and stop this shot.
Stanisic tasked with taking it. Upamecano. Goretzka playing it back in. It's Lacroix, not once but twice. Musiala. And that bouncing ball, but no difficulties. Really for Castells, and now quickly up to the other end, and that caught out the Bayern defenders. Baku, and look at this. Do they have the angle to make their way through? Białek, Omar Richards. Did wonderfully well for Bayern.
Oh, what an opportunity for Wolfsburg for a moment 2 against 2. Is there a goal in the game? What do you think?
I don't know anymore. I thought a few minutes ago, absolutely. You can see Freiburg, 2 attempts on target, 2 goals. It's not bad going. Bayern have needed 10 for their 2, and 11 corners to 2. So big disparities. Now Goretzka. Arnold having to cover up, and it's Maximilian Arnold who gets the touch on the ball, and a corner here for Die Münchner Bayern. Mir Khan taking in the action as the season ebbs away. Goretzka in position this time. Vidovic. Omar Richards. Leroy Sané. Stabbed in there again by Goretzka. Ball coming off Roussillon. Goretzka one more time. Upamecano. It's with Robert Lewandowski. Still trying to ask questions here, Bayern. Vidovic. And tidying up was Lacroix.
Yeah, this Bayern Munich, the team is going more forward. Wolfsburg looks dangerous, better in the game second half. But if there's a winner in the game, normally Bayern Munich deserve to score the third one.
I'll tell you what, Wolfsburg in this game out of kilter with their season. I say that because Florian Kohfeld's side, 41 goals prior to this game. Their ex-goals shows 52.5. So right at the bottom of the charts in terms of shot efficiency. But today they've been extremely efficient.
Yeah. No question.
Unless they're going to be a dramatic denouement. Omar Richards overzealous, and out comes the card for him from referee Robert Hartmann.
Let's have a look. He has only contact with Phillips' left foot.
Richards, who came on as a substitute. Chipped in by Maximilian Arnold. John Anthony Brooks was up trying to cause havoc. It's Baku with a shot. Almost made its way through. Now Roussillon, that wasn't a clever header. And here's Leroy Sané. Is he going to finish for Bayern? Well, he's provided the answer. He had the freedom of the Volkswagen Arena, Leroy Sané.
Yeah, is he offside? But 1 against 1, a player with his quality have to be on target from that position. And he is disappointed, definitely.
Right, hearing some late drama in the Dortmund-Hertha game. That's now 2-1 to Dortmund.
Oh.
Not that Hasan Salihamidzic is particularly bothered about that. Probably more bothered about Leroy Sané and his miss. It is still 1-1 Stuttgart-Köln. So if that were to flip, if that were to go Stuttgart's way, and Hertha were to lose, then we would see a flip overall in terms of who goes into the relegation playoff. It's that tight, Stefan.
Exactly, and oh, very, very exciting. Definitely very emotional in Dortmund and in Stuttgart at the moment. And 1 goal can change everything. That makes it so exciting, the Bundesliga.
As things stand, Union leading 3-2 against Bochum, so they would be 5th with the current scores as they are. Leverkusen 1, Freiburg 1. Freiburg would be 6th. Remember, they're in the DFB Cup final next week at the Berliner Olympiastadion against Leipzig, who even, despite trailing in Bielefeld, would be in the Champions League as the 4th place finishers. It's really all up in the air these last few seconds on the final Spieltag, final match day. And Bayern looking for a winner in this game. Musiala, and he wasn't able to provide it there. Roussillon was backpedaling for Wolfsburg.
Yeah, was there a little bit contact? What an opportunity for Musiala. Maybe he slipped. So second chance in 2 minutes to score the winner.
3 minutes to be added on. Just heard it over the public address system. Sebastian Bornau, the Belgian, will be coming on, and I think this is a nice touch to pay tribute to John Anthony Brooks. His final game for Wolfsburg, and he gets to go around them all and give them a hug. And you can see from the reaction by the Wolfsburg fans what he has meant to them, what he has provided, and multiple shouts out there of the name Brooks.
Yeah, same than Süle and Bayern Munich. The supporters like both centre halves. And of course, he did really well for Wolfsburg in the last years. Respect. Süle is not even on the bench today, but did well last week and came on against Stuttgart. And every supporter stand up in the stadium for him.
Well, I've said it in print, I'm going to say it here in commentary. John Anthony Brooks is somebody needed by the USA at the World Cup this year. That's my opinion. I stand by it.
I agree, Derek.
Now that's going to be a foul by Białek. A bit ungainly, wasn't it?
Yeah. Definitely a foul. So last minute on the way.
Upamecano with that speculative ball. There's Bornau. Man who's just come on. Former Köln player, Belgian, in his first season with Wolfsburg. Last gasps of the season for these two. Is there going to be a goal right at the end? Is it going to be a point apiece? Only the second point in 14 games for Wolfsburg against Bayern. That's how dominant the Rekordmeister have been in this fixture.
It's a great result for Wolfsburg if they can keep that 2-2. For Bayern Munich again, conceding 2 goals, creating lots of chances and not winning.
Musiala, can he keep it alive here for Bayern? Vint all the way back there defending. If it stays a draw, Bayern will come up just that little bit short points-wise, 1 short points-wise in comparison with the total from last season. And it is, by the look of things, going to be 3 games without a victory. First time that will have occurred under Julian Nagelsmann. And Wolfsburg come away with the ball. Bartosz Białek looking around him. He does have plenty of options. Maximilian Philipp, one of them. And he decided to fire it towards goal.
Came close. Second chance in the second half for Wolfsburg.
And that is going to be the end of it. Not just for today, but for this season. 2-2, as you heard over the public address system. The ex-goal's not too far away from that. And John Anthony Brooks, a very tasteful farewell to him from the Wolfsburg supporters. Bayern were 2-0 in front. Pegged back to 2-2. Leroy Sané with a glorious chance that he squandered to make it 3-2. And so a bit of frustration for the Rekordmeister in this final match of the season. A point apiece in the end. Wolfsburg 2, FC Bayern München 2.
You understand? Yes.
How long? At Steers, we are so nice with the chicken. With our full chicken and large chips now for only $149.90. Steers Flame Grilled, it just tastes better.
Today is going to be a big day.
Why do you always say that?
What if today is the day that my boss finally notices all my hard work?
Did you draw these? Yes, I did. Come by my office. Okay.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yes, and today you could score that winning try.
Let's go.
Wow, today can be a big day.
Whatever happens, we're ready.
With Aquafresh confidence, today can be a big day.
Son?
Mom, I've got a cold. What should I use for steam?
Vicks Vapora. It contains eucalyptus oil, menthol, and camphor for a feeling of relief in 1 minute. Vicks Vapora.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's Moisture Plus, enriched with triple glycerine. For 48-hour intensive moisture. New look Ingram's. Your skin, your brave. Introducing new Ingram's sensitive range to gently nourish skin.
People are eating more and more acidic foods, which can cause enamel loss and may lead to tooth sensitivity and yellowing. ProEnamel will drive in more minerals into the enamel structure so that the enamel is stronger and more resilient to acid. New ProEnamel has been specially designed for enamel protection.
Dan, I know that meat looks tender, but not so much when your chest is burning. Remember the last time?
Yeah, wow, bo, iring had been mungani. Ngashi, in any situation, Eno gets to work in 6 seconds to relieve the 6 symptoms of heartburn.
And that's the final score, 2-2. Wolfsburg up against Bayern München. But the celebrations will begin very soon for Bayern as the champions. They were crowned champions. They've got the Meisterschale. But today, of course, it's time to now really close the season. That was the final chapter. A very good game in the second half. Wolfsburg came out firing and wanted it a little bit more. And, of course, that man that they got in January, Max Kruse. The crazy Max, as we call him, Bucks.
The guy is phenomenal, unbelievable. You know, to come in winter break and, you know, scoring 7 goals, second highest goal scorer. It just shows you the quality of this player, you know. Although he's a crazy guy. But,
you need him crazy.
Yeah, you need him crazy,
Yeah,
of course, you know.
yeah.
And then just coming after, you know, into half-time and scoring the equalizer. He's with the age of 34 years old. It's tops.
Definitely the missing ingredient, that creative spark. Also, he adds, you know, he's going to create something special, but he also adds goals. That's the beauty about Max Kruse.
I think you need a player with BMT.
Yep.
And he's one of
Yeah.
those. And he has special elements that the other players just pick up from.
Yeah.
He has that magnet that just turns them on and makes sure. And you could see the second half was a brilliant second half. It was almost as if somebody switched the light, and then you got Wolfsburg playing a game that of their lives.
Yeah.
And I think it is important, as much as you bill it as a dead rubber.
Yeah.
I think Bayern were very much surprised.
Yeah.
Yes, they dominated. You're talking of 67%. You're talking about 690 passes in the entire match. You're talking about 26 shots with 8 of those on target. Vis-a-vis 8 with 2 of those on target. I mean, it speaks to a team that is going out there full metal, but making sure that it counts most, getting those balls in the back of the net. You can dominate in terms of your possession, as we've learned that possession doesn't win you matches. And we've seen Wolfsburg pulling a point or stealing 2 points at that.
At least the fans have something to talk about on their way home now from the Volkswagen Arena. You know, after drawing 2-2, they were a goal down, and then it was 2-0, and then they came back. They came back fighting. At least the Wolfsburg fans have something to talk about with each other, and even tell the world that we didn't lose against the champions.
Yes, exactly. You know, it was a good game for the fans to watch.
Yeah.
You know, I would have loved to be there, sit there, and watch this game. And as you said, taking 1 point away, you know, it couldn't be better. Last game against Bayern Munich, and you know, you got to give credit to Wolfsburg as well, coming in halftime and reading Bayern Munich's concept on how they were playing. Because as I said, playing this modern football system, which is the 4-2-3-1, to close them down, they did it very, very well. Then to equalize.
Those substitutions by Bayern, we called them. We said maybe they should happen halftime. They didn't, and they conceded a goal. In hindsight, do you think would it have mattered, because the score is 2-2-2-0, would it have mattered if they had made those substitutions? Maybe the guys would have prepared their celebrations even earlier.
I think for any player to go on there, you want to give your best. So for coaches to bring you on at any point in time, whether it's the 90th minute, you go in there and you give your best. Because you've got to make sure you play for the coach, you play for the team, you pay for that contract. So yes, bringing those players in, it's important because it is the brand, it is the name of the club that you've got to go out there and represent. So yes, we knew that the coach will alternate, will bring in as many substitutes as he liked because his job was done 2 weeks ago already. And today, certainly an opportunity to experiment.
Oh man, let's have a look at those highlights. D-Bucks and GB have said it. They said a better second half for Wolfsburg. But let's have a look. Maybe with your eye, you can let us know. On Twitter right now, we'd like to hear from you and read those tweets out live at Sport@SABC on Twitter as well as Instagram and Facebook. It's SABC Sport. Chat to us. Let us know if you agree with the two here. But let's have a look at the highlights.
Corner. 300th competitive match for Bayern, and it's gone in. Stanisic. The timing was excellent. Well, named in the side on this last match day. Here's Davies. It's away by Arnold. Goretzka trying to bring the ball under control. In by Thomas Müller, and there's the glancing header, and there's the goal from Robert Lewandowski. Max Kruse. Useful ball that was. And how about that for a finish from Jonas Wind? Cracking goal for Wolfsburg. Created by Kruse. Dispatched by Wind. His 5th goal wearing the colours of Wolfsburg. Bayern trying to end this disappointing run in the last couple of matches. No victories in the last 2 in the Bundesliga. Had a run of 3. And a chance here and a goal scored by Max Kruse for Wolfsburg. Well, they fell asleep defensively from 2-0 to 2-2. And Kruse makes another statement.
And his team's on the move here with Belfodil. Goes down. Oh, penalty! Now the referee is going to go and have another look here. First thing is it offside? That's the first thing they've got to judge. Second thing is, was there enough contact here for a penalty? This could be an enormous goal for Hertha Berlin, and it is! Ishak Belfodil sends the Hertha fans wild. And is that the goal that keeps them in the Bundesliga for next season?
The other team on the other side is playing for everything. Dortmund experienced that in the game against Bochum, and it seems to, walk the same way, the same path in this game now. So it's going to be a tough walk back into this game for Borussia Dortmund.
He's taking his time, and you can understand that. It's Erling Haaland! It's the most obvious line in the script. Haaland scores on his farewell appearance in front of the yellow wall. He came into the Bundesliga scoring goals. Köln with their own motivation today, of course. That's a great ball by Bellingham. Oh, what a finish that is! From a young man with enormous potential.
There are 2 types of people. Those who forget everything and run, and those who face everything and rise.
We are the ones who get up after we fall, not afraid to dust it off and walk tall.
Welcome to the most spectacular show on earth!
We see beauty in the scars we share, and power in the broken hearts we wear.
We are the ones who won't shake, the ones who don't break.
With enough courage to shine through the shadow of doubt and give hope to those who have run out.
We live freely, open.
We defy the normal.
Not afraid to make mistakes.
Because our strength comes from the wins we miss and the moments we take.
We are bold, daring,
gutsy.
We don't believe in fast forwards, no rewind. We are here right now.
Do what you gotta do.
We
are fearless by nature.
Fresh Off the Boat is back with a second season.
That's right.
It's smoking. Why? Because I said so.
Hey, boss, do we get vacation days?
Your job is a vacation from poverty.
What are you doing here?
Janice? Gloria?
Oh, that's funny.
Lewis and I don't believe in vacations.
That's the point, son.
I thought you were supposed to be at the convention center.
Oh, well, some of the guys here, you are ruining my vacation.
I knew this was a vacation. I knew it. Moving to the white suburbs has made you soft.
Woman, I've been soft.
Fresh off the boat, Tuesdays at 6:30 on S3. Open up.
The SABC is keeping all KZN flood victims in our thoughts and prayers. Hashtag SABC Cares.
Chapter. We just witnessed Wolfsburg up against Bayern München. 2-0 was the final score. Wolfsburg fighting their way back from 2-0 down in the first half. They scored a late goal in the first half before halftime, and we said psychologically that could help them. Indeed, it did.
Yes, most definitely, you know, for the team to come out in the halftime and get an equalizer. And we spoke about Max Kruse, you know, the crazy player. You never know, you never know. He's always at the right time, at the right place. Even to at Union Berlin, he scored a lot of goals with the age of 34, and it shows you the quality.
Incredible, incredible player. That's Erling Haaland right there. Didn't go too well for them at Hertha, Bucks, at the beginning in the first half, and then they came back firing, and eventually they got the W, GB.
He's one of those guys you can't write off, no matter what day of the week it is, and no matter how many minutes are left on the clock. He's definitely the go-to guy. Regrettably, he's on his way out, and it's going to be very, very difficult to replace a player of that caliber. I mean, that's a goal-scoring machine, and he really brought them back in the match when we thought, okay, Hertha's needed just 1 point and are looking like on their way to get 3. But a great comeback for Dortmund, and what a game for Haaland.
Before we continue, I'd like to talk a little bit more about Dortmund, because there's lots of changes. Not only Erling Haaland, who's leaving, Sebastian Kehl is taking over in a certain role. There's been some big signings, lots of changes that are going to happen. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Let's cross over now to Thabiso, who has another guest who has joined us here at the Ambassador's Residency, the German Ambassador's Residency in PTA. They call it Cap City. Thabiso.
Thank you, Caesar. Well, I keep finding these guests here in our friend park at the residence of the German ambassador. And I've got former SA under-20 coach, still involved in youth football here in South Africa. A lot of people will know him very well. He had assembled a very successful under-20 team a couple of years ago, back in 2009. Coach Meki Chenia joins me. Coach, good evening now. Thank you for joining us on SABC.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Coach, we're talking German football. You've been in Germany. Can you just tell us about the evolution of German football and what they've done over the years from what you have seen there?
Yeah, we must never take the credit away from them. That is why they've just equaled the record of Brazil with the number of World Cup trophies. So they are actually very, very, very organized in Germany. I've been to 2 international coaching conferences, and when 4,500 coaches assemble at one point, then you must know their football is on the right direction.
And we also had a technical director from Germany here in South Africa a few years ago. How much did we get out of him?
Yeah, he was just unbelievable. Horst Krieter, he had 2 terms in South Africa, and we built a very good relationship with him. You know, we, in terms of coaching causes in South Africa, we must give due to Horst Krieter. He started the inception, and that is why today we have many qualified professional coaches in South Africa through his assistance.
And by the way, we had today that Coach Pitso Musimana also got some of his coaching badges in Germany. But Coach, having worked with the youth teams and seeing in Germany in the Bundesliga they can play 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, how far are we here in South Africa, and maybe where are we falling behind?
Yeah, I think it will take time. because what we did what was done in Germany is that they encourage the youth to start at an early age. And I think what is very important, and you know now in Germany, that they've started futsal at a very high level, because they've forgotten that for a while, and that is why the German football has also decreased in terms of the prominence and the presence of Bayern Munich. You have also seen that recently they haven't been the finalists in the European Championships. They've always faded away now in the semi-finals or in the quarters, and it was very evident, and they've did their homework and they've realized they need to go back to the basics, and that is why start introducing futsal, and that is why in South Africa it is important that we get back to the basics.
Is that why they're playing with a bit of flair now in Germany compared to previous teams?
Yeah, I
Does
mean,
the futsal help?
So important. We look at players like Sane, we look at players like Tony Kroos. I mean, they are comfortable with the ball. And it's not a difficulty anymore. You know, they were very structured in terms of playing the simple, but now you can see Germany is evolving. Football is evolving in Germany.
And just finally with you, Coach, are you still involved in our football?
Very much so. I mean, we're just waiting for the mother body to roll out the program for youth development. COVID affected us, affected the under-17 team, you know, that generation that couldn't participate in Morocco. We've lost out there, but we hope to get back in terms.
Okay, one of the most renowned youth coaches in South African football, Coach Mickelson, joining us here at our Bundesliga broadcast. And we're going to hand over to you then, Sizwe. Tell us, how has the table finished? Who's gone down and who is staying up?
We're having a look at the live table, Tubbs, and it's very interesting. That result at Dortmund, Signal Iduna Park, affected Hertha in a big, big way. They were safe when it was at kickoff, but it ended very, very differently. And there's reason now Felix Magath kept on stressing. It's very important to stay focused and get a result.
It's key for a team going out there. It just takes a moment, and that's exactly what happened. Hertha now, having lost 2-1, will have to go into the playoffs, which is usually very gruesome and grueling, because you've got to play two legs, home and away.
Yeah.
And the winner there will then remain in the Bundesliga. But if you're unlucky, you're going down. And for Hertha, all they needed was just a point. They should have perhaps managed the game a lot better, and maybe even navigated the away to get over the line. A draw would have really got them where they need to, but losing is really detrimental right now.
You played in front of those ultras at Signal Iduna Park. There was no way Dortmund were just going to let this one slide.
No, of course not. You know, especially when Hertha went 1-0 up.
Yeah.
I knew when they come back, Dortmund's going to come and smash, because that pitch is very big to play on, and you can't expect to beat Dortmund in that stadium. And Dortmund they show you clearly. You know, if I was Hertha, the coach, I would have parked the bus at 1-0 and just kicked every single ball into the stadium.
Absolutely.
Just to get that 1-0 to save relegation. But as Felix Magath said, you know, when they came to Dortmund, that he thinks that they are going to be in the playoffs against Hamburg, and his wishes come true.
Hey, and it's his former team as well, Hamburg, where he made his big name and got famous. That's Felix Magath. But this game was going to be difficult anyway, because there was just no way Erling Haaland was going to go out not fighting.
I believe so, and what a way to fare thee well. I mean, his fans, knowing that it's his last game, we all are aware that he signed a contract with Man City, and I think today it's a sad day for Bundesliga. Lewandowski is also on his way out, a great football player for the German league, and here you've got the youngster Haaland also, who's seeking greener pastures, and I think for the fans, losing such influential players, it's a big blow for the game, for the sponsors, for the league. And I think today is a sad day, definitely in Germany.
Patrick Schick is probably smiling and thinking, I was always the third best striker in the league. The two that have always beaten me are gone now. But
so maybe here's a chance next season to be the highest goal scorer. But going back to Dortmund, you know, they're a very intelligent club on replacing players. You know, all these years, you know, they always got strikers to replace a different striker. So for them, it's no headache for them. You know, they will probably find a striker to replace Haaland although he's leaving. Although for me, it's going to be very sad, as Gloria said. You know, he's been a top player, 1m93, and I've never seen a player so fast in my life with 1m93.
Absolutely.
Plus, still can score.
Yeah.
You know, but
I wanna hold you still there, because your former teammate Sebastian Kerr is going to replace a former boss of yours at Dortmund. So the changes are happening at board level, at management level, as well as Karim Adeyemi, an exciting new talent, and of course the two defenders, Schlotterberg and Sule, also signed. So there's big changes in Dortmund, something a little bit to look forward to, but time will only tell, because Haaland and Lewandowski, as GB has said, have set the bar so high.
They set the bar very high, but Michael Zorc now, as you said, he's going to retire. So Sebastian Kiel is taking over. And I can assure you that Michael Zorc will be there to help Sebastian Kiel, the player that I played with at Borussia Dortmund. He's also a very intelligent guy. He knows how to scout players, you know, bring players to the club. And with Michael Zorc not being there anymore, it's not a train smash.
Yeah.
Because when you play for Dortmund, if you've been in the Dortmund system, playing there, you know, in the management, you know what the club expects from players.
Yeah. Whew. Spoken like a true former Dortmund player. That's Darren Buckley. Looking forward to an exciting time at Dortmund. A bit of a shake-up, new coach, new players, new management. Only time will tell what they can do. But now we're going to hear from a man who's leaving the Bundesliga. They call him Robert Lewandowski, but a lot of people call him Robert Lewandowski.
Robert, thank you very much for joining. First of all, congrats on the Deutsche Meisterschaft, your 35th goal of the season. What are your thoughts on the game and all those records?
Yeah, I'm very happy because today we didn't play well game, but we won the German league, and that was the most important title for us, and I scored most of the goal. So for me that was amazing time, amazing season, and now we can think about future.
35 goals, 7th time, the Torschütze, the Torjägerkanone, 5th time in a row. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot. I didn't believe that I can win 7 times. Torschütze-Kanone 5 times in a row. That is something amazing for me as well, and I mean that is still something special, something amazing, and I can enjoy this moment for 100%.
We also got to speak about Thomas Müller, the assist king. How do you see his performance over the whole season?
Yeah, he's amazing. He always plays his style, his performance, his skills. I know him very well because we have this feeling, and yeah, I know when he kicked the ball, I know when the ball coming on, and that's why I'm always ready to get the ball from him. And even today, that I should be thankful for not only for the Thomas, but all the guy who assist me, who give me the ball to score the goal, and yeah, I'm very proud of this team.
Allow me one last one, Robert. How would you sum up the season? What are your thoughts about the season, the 10th title?
This is something historic 10 times in a row. No one team won so many times in a row the league, and we did it. So for sure, I know that how hard is it, because every season you have to prove, you have to show that you are the best, you are number one, and you want to win against. It doesn't matter how many already won. Always we have to thinking about the future, about what still we have to win, and that was exactly before this season, and we know that we have to push forward, we have to work hard, and in the end we keep it the first place.
Congrats once again. Enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Declared by the Bundesliga crew on SABC Sport as the greatest striker to ever play in the Bundesliga, Robert Lewandowski, getting his accolades, getting celebrated. He's a man who has broken multiple records and has scored 5 goals in 9 matches against Wolfsburg, but today it wasn't to be. Just 1 was enough.
You know, I mentioned, and I'll repeat myself, is that this guy is unbelievable. He proves you every season, every year, he scores up to 35 goals, even more, you know. And also, you just mentioned, he's breaking records. And this is why, it's not a coincidence why he's the highest goal scorer in the league, in the Bundesliga. He was last year, he was this year, he was the following year. And I think it's time for him to go try his luck somewhere else, because I'm sure he's probably fed up with the German league now of winning the Torschützen König.
What will it take to ever find a striker like this in the Bundesliga? Because, I mean, we can count the records. I just mentioned one, 5 goals in 9 minutes. Most goals in one season. Most goals overall in one year? Like you can continue and continue.
306 goals, 338 games. Sure. They owe him a Ballon d'Or, without a doubt.
Yeah.
They owe him, as I said, he is the football god of Bundesliga. There's no other way to describe him. I know that was what you were called, Darren, at one point.
Bielefeld, the football god.
Football god.
Yeah,
Football god. But I mean, this guy has broken every record you can really think of, and it is a moment to see him experience a different adventure and with a different team.
Absolutely. Robert Lewandowski, one of Thabiso's favorite players. He loves calling him Robert Lewandowski. You scored some goals, and how do you match up to this guy, Bucks? I mean, this guy is really set. I mean, I'm not saying personally, but I'm saying, what will it take? I mean, I just asked GB that. What will it take? What type of player will ever get close to being a natural goal scorer like this guy?
Well, one thing you must realize, Sergio, I was a winger. I wasn't a striker. So if you put me striker, I probably scored more goals than him. But he's a striker. He's a top striker. And I'll mention, any ball he gets in the danger area, he finishes. And this is what makes him a class player.
Thabiso, he's a man you followed and analyzed a lot. Robert Lewandowski, any last words to bid him farewell?
Yes, it looks like he is leaving because his contract ends next year. So if they don't sell him now, they're going to lose him on a free, and I don't think they want to do that. He's been linked with Barcelona, he's been linked with Real Madrid. So let's see where he goes. But wherever he goes, I think he's going to continue scoring goals. For me, he's the best number 9 in the world alongside Benzema.
What a season, what a day to have the last chapter. Lots of changes, Hertha Berlin, drama at the end, to now be playing in the playoffs. It had all the ingredients that we needed in the Bundesliga. GB, your debut season, you can naturally now say officially, thank you. I'm an experienced campaigner. Thabiso, Mr. Stats and Facts, multiple roles. Darren Buckley, our legend, the man who has seen it all, done it all. We're going to talk dear people Carl later on. But from us here at the residency of the German ambassador, from the team, Salam Salim Shabangowako.
Change is coming much faster. We keep getting inundated with catastrophic news about the environment every single day, and the problem seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. This issue is so constantly overlooked.
I think it's because it takes a long time for the climate to change in the way that people feel it.
But it's pretty clear that we're way beyond that point now. Things have taken a massive turn for the worse.
Picture on a beautiful sunny day, all of a sudden you see water coming up on the street. As the sea level rises, the water's coming up, backflowing into our streets through our drains. If the city is underwater, there's no future.